And good morning, everybody. Welcome to the next live stream of Paul Plays Through the Pathfinder Adventure Card Game. Please let me know in the chat if you can hear me and see me okay. I need to check that everything is working fine. And then we're going to crack on. So, yeah, hello to Carl from N20 Games who has joined me. He's in the chat right now. And yeah, if you can just let me know if you can hear me and see me okay, then we'll crack on with the streaming. Now, apologies for the delay. It was supposed to start at 11:15 this morning. I couldn't find my glasses, so I'm using my backup glasses, which are broken. One bit's missing because they broke when I was reading in bed. And anyway, they're only cheap glasses. So hopefully they will stay on. They're actually quite good for reading in bed now. Sound is good. Excellent. Yeah, they're good for reading in bed because I lie on my side, which is why they got broken. And now, because this side has gone, it's broken off, basically I can use these in bed and read, and it's really good. So anyway, what is this? For those people who haven't watched any of these before, this is me playing through the Pathfinder Adventure Card Game. As I mentioned, this is not a sponsored video from Paizo. This is purely funded through my Patreon campaign. So if you enjoy my content, either this video or any of the other videos that I create, then please consider supporting me over at patreon.com. I think we've only got Carl in the chat live, but it is Sunday morning. Everybody's probably got better things to do, and I imagine more people will be watching this afterwards. The downside of that is if I make as many rules mistakes as I made last time, I don't have you people basically helping me out with any rules mistakes. Now, I did make loads last time. Last time, which was session 3, I played through this scenario, which is the Blood Vow, with these 3 characters, and we didn't succeed. Nobody died, but we didn't succeed. So we're going again. We're trying it again. I've rebuilt the character decks. We've got completely new locations. I sorted all of these cards out last night and we're ready to go. So I'm going to switch over to the multi-camera view now. Hopefully this works. And special for today, we have new card cam, which I am experimenting with. If I put this card here, hopefully it's a bit bigger and you can see it a bit better. That's the thinking anyway. I just need to try and keep remembering to put the cards here so that you can see them. Right, other things to mention. If you haven't watched any of these videos before, this is a campaign-driven system. I am on scenario 1B right now, and I'm playing with a slightly tweaked version of the game. These are official rules, which are in the rulebook. These are not Paul's house rules. I'm playing with small locations, so the game should be quicker. And I'm actually playing with 20 blessings in the blessings deck. It's supposed to be 12 plus 2 per character if you're playing the short game. So it's supposed to be 18. I'm playing with 20. You can customize it however you want to make it slightly easier or harder. Yeah, and I've made it slightly easier. Now, we didn't succeed last time, but I did make a number of mistakes. Like the blue sleeves. Yes, oh yes, thank you very much to Games Law for sending me the blue sleeves. Better to see because they're on the green background. I've got 4 different background colours for this. The green is on at the moment, which I'm using more often than not, but I could have gone with you know, a blue background or a red background, but I'm going with green at the moment, and I think that's it. I think we're about to start. Now, last time, previously, on Pathfinder Adventure Card Game, I read out all of this scenario introduction. There you go. I'm not going to read that out today. If you do want the background, then go back and watch the previous video. Spoilers, we failed. Basically, I will give you a very quick summary. We have been sent by the person in charge of the town, which is a baroness, to go into these caves and sort out Chief Roguehouse, which is one of these nasty kobolds. Sorry. And basically, we've got to try and find him, kill him, and rescue or free another kobold called Nighttail, who's been imprisoned. Now, the thing that we know from the introduction and from last time is that somewhere in these caves is a kobold champion. It's a cleric. And we know from last time that the cleric comes with a bunch of skeletons, which caught me out last time. So anyway, I'm going to crack on. As I say, I'm hoping I'm not going to make as many rules mistakes as last time. I need to remember these things. Now, I was going to shuffle little bits of paper into the cards to remind me, but whenever I defeat a kobold storybane, something happens, and whenever I encounter the kobold champion, he comes with the skeletons. Hopefully I won't forget that this time, but it's the top one that I need to remember as well, is that every time we defeat a kobold storybane, we basically get a chance to find a new ally. I think we rescue somebody or something like that. I don't quite know. But anyway, we are ready to start. I'm going to shuffle the character decks. Oops. Now, these decks haven't changed much since session 3 because you can rebuild your deck after an adventure and you can include any cards that you picked up. And it turns out I didn't actually pick up that many cards in the last adventure. So, yeah, these decks aren't that dissimilar from what they were last time. So we have 5 cards, because that is Kyra's hand size. And her favoured card is a blessing, and we do have a blessing. So that's fine. That's that starting hand. Mauricio's favoured card is an item or a knife weapon. We're probably going to find one of them. Oh, I love shuffling with new sleeves. It's just so pleasing. I also forgot the character's powers last time as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if we have an item or a knife weapon. We do. We have an item. We have the Thieves' Tools. And we have a returning throwing axe and a rapier. So that's a nice good mix. Fumbus's favoured card is an alchemical item or an attack spell. Now, Fumbus has some hide armour in here that isn't very good. One question for those people watching this. Can I rebuild my deck and get rid of a level 0 card at the end of the adventure and swap it for another level 0 card? Because there's a level 0 card in here that I don't really want. And it would be better with another one. And I'm not sure if you're allowed to do that or not. Right, so what do we have? Well, we have an alchemical item. So we have the Elixir of Healing, the Anti-Plague, the Light Crossbow, the Blaststone, Confusion, and the Guide. Confusion I'm not sure about as well. Right, so the next thing to decide is where the characters start. I'm going to have to lean forward a bit here. Now, the problem with Card Cam is that my arms are all over it. That's a bit of a problem. I'm experimenting with this. I might not use it next time. Let me know. In fact, if it's not working this time, I can actually get rid of it mid-camera. So, Carl, if you don't like this card cam, the idea is that I will do this. It's a bit fiddly, but the idea is that I do this to see if you can basically see the card a lot better. So, yeah, if it's not working, let me know, and I'll just get rid of that window. Anyway, right, where are we going to start? Now, we kind of learned this from last time, that I think Mauricio is better starting in the caves, and Fumbus and Kyra stuck together last time. And I think we're going to do the same this time. And, the objective of the scenario is we've got to find and defeat the villain Roghaz, who is the Kobold Sorcerer. He's somewhere in one of these locations. That is the objective of the scenario. But you can't just find him and defeat him because he'll run away to one of the other locations. So you've got to close them, guard them, whatever. It zoomed in just a bit too tight. I can zoom out a bit. There you go. The problem is then, it's not that much bigger on your screen than it is on this window here. And if I'm doing that, I could even lift the card up there. It might not autofocus. The problem is I can't read it when it's up there. So, yeah, we'll experiment with that. Don't have to use it next time. So Kyra and Fumbus, I think, started together last time. Now, Fumbus has got a light crossbow, which can be used on a distant combat check. And Kyra has a card which will protect a local character. So I'm going to start these two together again. And we're going to start them in the lair. There we go. Right. Now, defeating Storybanes at the lair is increased by 2. I forgot that last time as well. When you fail a check to defeat a Bane, suffer the Scourge dazed. Now, I've suffered the Scourge dazed a couple of times in scenarios, and I don't think I've got it wrong. So Carl says, you think it looked pretty good when you hold the card there. If you mean there as in there, then I could do that, but then I can't really read it. Although I could angle it like that. Okay. Let's do that. Let's get rid of this extra card cam. So let's move the chat viewer to there. And let's expand the chat to there. There we go. That was easy, wasn't it? Right. So, we're not going to bother with that camera over there for now. Let's just check that the sound is actually on the right thing. Because you said it sounded good. But is it actually picking up? No, it's not. It's not picking up the correct microphone. Again. So you said the sound was good, but hopefully The sound is now better. Oh, you meant hold it in the close-up. Okay, we'll go back to that then. There we go. Yeah, hopefully the sound is now better because I've switched over to the correct microphone. I need to remember to do that last time. Did the same in my live Q&A last night. It defaulted to the actual microphone on the camera there. I need to remember to set it each time. Anyway, right, we are ready to start. Apologies for the delay, and let's crack on. So Kyra's going to go first. The first thing you do is you advance the hour, and we have Nethys' duality. When this is the hour on your check against a spell, add 1d4. Okay, so that is the hour. I'm going to angle that card facing Kyra, so we try and remember that it is Kyra's turn. Where's my reference cards? Just so I don't forget anything. Oh, I hope I've got these. I was sorting all these cards out last night, and I don't know whether I've actually put them all back in the right position. No, I haven't. Oh dear, dear, dear. Right. So all I have today is I have Dazed and Drained as the two scourges possible. I know I'm probably going to need Dazed at some point, so I'm going to pop that over there. But this is going to be my player reference card. The problem is I don't know where the other scourges are. As I say, I was sorting all these cards out last night, and I've obviously put them somewhere safe. So yeah, if I need them, unfortunately, I'm going to have to go off camera and go downstairs and try and find them, because I've probably put them downstairs somewhere. But for now, let's crack on. The sound spike up a bit and improved. Yes, so yes, I'm now using the actual correct microphone. So, right, Kyra's go. We have advanced the hour. We're not going to give a card to another player, but remember, I don't normally do that, but I should have done it last time I played because that would have really helped. I'm not going to move, so Kyra is going to explore her location. And we have found Spiked Half Plate. So the chance to get this is a Constitution or Fortitude check, and I need 8. Right, let's have a look and see what we can get. Kyra's, she doesn't have Fortitude. What was it? Constitution or Fortitude. She doesn't have Fortitude. Her Constitution is only D6. So we're not gonna get it unless we play some other cards to try and bless this check. So I could bless the check. That would give me 2d8. Sorry, 2d6. That's still not that much. And again, as I've mentioned in previous playthroughs, it's a card management, resource management game. I don't need this. This is not going to be critical to the scenario. So do I want to spend lots of my cards in order to actually get this? I don't think I... Oh! I have the Priest of Adabar. I found this guy. Woman? It's a woman. It's a halfling cleric. Yeah, I found this halfling cleric on a previous adventure, and on a local check to acquire, recharge to add 1d6. That's what I'm going to do, because recharging is putting the card to the bottom of my deck, so I've not lost it. It's still in my deck. So, right. Dice tray, again, thanks to Robbie Munn for the dice tray. So I'm using Kyra's Constitution of a d6. I'm using the d6 granted to me by that. Fumbus could play some cards. Does he have anything to help? Don't think he does. So I think that's it. We're just going to go with the 2d6. And I need an 8. 6. Didn't get it. So that is gone. That is banished. It actually goes back to the vault. Yeah, so let's put it back in the vault, since I have my vault right here, all sorted out with nice new sleeves. There we go. Done. Do I want to explore again? If I wanted to explore again, I would have to discard this blessing, because basically all of the blessings in the game, I think, or most of them anyway, as you see, it says here, is the autofocus working? I don't know. Discard to explore. These are 3 different abilities that it's got. So I could discard this card to explore, and I think I'm going to have to, because you are on a time limit. I have 20 blessings in the hourglass, so I only have 20 turns, which with 3 characters, that basically means I'm getting... Kyra and Marisol are going to get 7 turns each, and Fumbus is only going to get 6. And we have 5 locations, each with 7 cards in, which is 35 cards. So as you can see, if I end up having to go through most of the cards, I am going to have to explore more than once. So We're going to discard that. We're going to explore again. Let's see what we've got this time. We have a monster. We have found a strangler. Oh dear. Cannot be evaded, right? Before acting, I need to succeed at a strength, dexterity, or acrobatics 8 check, or you cannot play spells. That's fine, because I'm not going to play spells this encounter. That's good. Do not suffer damage from this monster as usual. Instead, bury the 1d4. I think there's a word missing there. I think that should say top. Bury the top 1d4 cards of your deck. Which, burying is not good. Burying is basically out of the scenario. You can't heal them. Anyway, we've come across the Strangler. We can't evade it, as it says. So, we are going into combat. The combat check to defeat it is a 10. And I am going to use the mace, which says, for your combat check, reveal. So basically, you just reveal the card. To use strength or melee plus 1d8. And Kyra's melee, as we know from previous adventures, is d8 plus 2. So it's d8. I'm going to use this on the side of the dice box. This is my addition. So I'm not rolling that dice. That's what I'm adding. Because I'm revealing the mace, I get another d8. And if proficient, no, you can additionally discard it to ignore its after-acting powers. It doesn't have any after-acting powers. So that's fine. So we are 2d8 plus 2. The average of this is 7. No. Average of 2d8 is 9, plus 2 is 11. So on average, I should be okay. But we know how my dice have gone in previous scenarios. And if I fail to defeat it, I'm going to lose 1d4 cards from the top of my deck permanently for this scenario. That's really not good. So what can we do for the other characters to help out? Well, Fumbus is there. Fumbus can't do that, can't do that. Can't do that because that's a distant combat check, not a local one. Can't do that. Oh, no, we can. Blaststone. Blaststone says on a local combat check or a local check to defeat a lock, obstacle or skirmish barrier, banish to add 2d4 and the fire trait. So Fumbus could throw the Blaststone in and that's really going to help out. But banish is basically gone. It's a one-use item only. But because Fumbus is proficient, then basically there's a chance of getting it back. So yeah, Fumbus is going to do that. Because it's got a recovery ability, you can see at the bottom there, it's got during recovery. So I'm going to put it sideways. That is in my recovery area. No, in fact, I've got space. I can put it here. Right, that's my recovery area. Excellent. So we're adding 2d4 because Fumbus has thrown a Blaststone in to help out. So it's 2d8 plus 2d4 plus 2 should be okay. 13, 17, 21, 23. Absolutely blasted to oblivion. That has gone. That goes back in the vault. There we go. And we can now carry on the turn if we want to, but we don't have any other abilities that allow me to explore again. So, end of the turn. Redraw back to the hand size. No, not yet. We're supposed to do recovery first. So Fumbus gets a chance to recover this. I need to succeed at a craft 6 check to recharge this card. Fumbus's craft, I believe, is d8 plus 3. Fumbus, craft, intelligence plus 3. Yeah, d8 plus 3. So d8 plus 3 to try and recharge the card. Yes, so Blaststone has not gone. He's got another one in his pocket. And that is the end of the first turn. We've been fairly successful. We've gone through a couple of cards from the deck. And nobody's dead, which is good. Right, Mauriciel's turn. I'm going to advance the hour. And this says, when this is the hour, on your check against an animal, elemental or elemental card, add a d4. These are other things that I have to remember as well. So much to remember in this game. Right, we're going to explore. There's nothing we're going to do beforehand. Nope, we're just going to explore. So Mauriciel is in the caves, and Mauriciel finds a chain shirt. Well, does she find a chain shirt? There is a chain shirt in the caves. Does she spot it? And does she know what it is? I need a constitution or fortitude check of 4. And I don't think she's going to be very good at those skills. Constitution is a d6. She doesn't have the fortitude skill. So she's going to use a constitution of D6. Does she have anything that she can use? Oh, yes, the craftsman. The craftsman knows what it is. On a local check against a weapon or armour, this is armour, recharge to add 1d8. Recharge that, add the d8. So it's a d6 plus a d8. And that's it, I think. And we've rolled an 11. So the chain shirt has been found. So that goes into Marisyl's deck. And she can actually use it. She can actually display it. When displayed, let's just have a look at the chain shirt again. When displayed, when you suffer combat damage, you may recharge to reduce by 2. And when you suffer any damage, you may bury it to reduce to... Right, this is really good. So we're going to display that. Oh, I just realised Kyra has some special abilities. Let's just go back and check. Would it have mattered? I need to find the strangler from the vault. Should have just put it in the front. Strangler. Right, the strangler is an aberration. Right, no, Kyra is good against outsiders and undead. Another thing I need to remember, but it didn't affect that. Not that I would have gone back anyway. Right, so yeah, she's found the chain shirt. She then puts the chain shirt on, so she's displaying that card. In fact, let's put displayed cards here. Yeah, we can. So displayed cards are like that, and the recovery area is sideways. This will work. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to get all of this on camera, but I think I just about am. Let's put the player reference card somewhere. I don't know. Right. So Marisy has found the chain shirt. Does she want to explore again? She does have a blessing in hand, which is discard to explore. Which I think we might do. Because again, we've got to get through these. Yep, let's discard that. I mean, these blessings are really good because they bless checks and allow you to roll extra dice. But more importantly, I need to be exploring. Right, we've found a spiked gauntlet. This is what we've found, or have we found it? It needs a strength or melee check of 4 to acquire it. She doesn't have melee, but she does have a strength of D6. It's not a particularly good item. The level in the top corner tells you the level of the item. So yeah, I think I'm just going to try and roll to get it. Didn't get it. Right, so that gets banished. Put that back in the vault. There we go, that's gone. And that is Marisyl's turn, I think, done. She hasn't got anything that will allow her to explore again. And we redraw back up to hand size. There we go. Right, Fumbus's turn. Advance the hour. We have prayer. When this is the hour, no effect. Okay, so that goes there. And Fumbus, does he want to give a card to somebody else? No. Now he does have this. This is what I did wrong. Did this wrong last time, or did I? No, it was the elixir of elemental resistance that I should have used last time, because I know that the kobold sorcerer, before acting, when you encounter it, you take an acid damage, and Fumbus has a card which will protect a character against acid damage. So I need to try and remember that. This is good against poison or disease. No, I think I'm just going to keep that. This is not going to be particularly useful in this scenario, but in other scenarios it might be. Right, what have we got here? Elixir of healing, do I need to use that? No, I don't. Right, I think Fumbus is just going to explore. So we are still in the lair. Now we can see from the card, I'll just show you this card. These numbers here basically tell you how many of each card there are in there. So there's 2 monsters in the lair, 1 barrier, 2 weapons, 1 armour, and we know what have we found. We fought a monster, and we also found something else here. What was it? Was it a weapon? Or was it the armour? Anyway, we found something else here because we went through 2 cards. So you can kind of get to know what cards are in what deck. And the 5 story banes are shuffled throughout these decks. So the villain is in one of them, which is the kobold sorcerer. The kobold champion, which is True-Agree, the cleric, is in one of them. And then there's an inferno trap, and there's 2 henchmen, which are the kobold hordes. So Fumbus is going to explore. Right, we have found a snakebite dagger. Rick's here. Hello, Rick. So it's a level 1 weapon. So this is going to be really good for Marisial. It's not going to be that good for Fumbus. The chance to get it: strength, dexterity, melee, ranged, or stealth. Right. So I need to look at Fumbus's character. Does he have any of those? Well, he has strength of D6, so that's not good. Dexterity, he has a D10. But ranged, he has D10 plus 1. So that's his best chance of getting it. So D10 plus 1, and he's going to need a 7. Now, do I want to boost this at all? I mean, the chance of me getting it right now is... What do I need? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? 50%. 50% chance of getting it. I don't think I want to spend any cards at this stage. No, I don't think I do. I mean, I could be discarding these cards to bless a check, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to make the roll. This is not a very good dice for camera. You can't really see the number. I need ones with a bit more contrast. Let's use this one. Here we go. And we've rolled a 5 plus the 1, 6. Didn't find it. Snake bite dagger disappears. That was actually in the last scenario as well, and I didn't get it then either. So, never mind. Right, does Marisial want to explore again? Not Marisial, Fumbus. That card should have been there. Does Fumbus want to explore again? Is this right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I just drew the card from the wrong deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think I just drew the card from this deck because it was this character, and I think I was getting confused. I can't really fix that because to fix it, I would have to look through the cards. What did Marisial do on Marisial's turn? Remind me what Marisial... remind me what Marisial did. I know we found the armour, which she found, and then wore, and then she explored again. So Marisial has been through 2 cards from this deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Maybe I didn't, because there's only 7 cards in each deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is one reason why I don't like playing solo games, is because I make mistakes and forget where I'm up to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tell you what I've done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have drawn a card from this deck at some point. I don't know when I did that. And it's not just now because there are no weapons at the river. But at some point, I have drawn a card from this deck. So yeah, I've made a mistake. I'm not going to go back and fix it. I don't know when, but that deck only has 6 cards in it, and it should have 7. 6, 7. Anyway, right. Whose go is it? It's Fumbus's turn. We found the dagger. Didn't pick the dagger up. Can we do anything? I don't think we can. Oh no, I can. I've got the guide. The guide is really good. It's discard to explore. But I probably don't want to discard to explore because the other power is awesome when trying to close or guard locations. And that's a really important part of this game. So I kind of want to keep that. So I think... Yeah, I think we're going to stop there. And I think we're going to go back to Kyra's turn. I might watch the video back to see when I picked up that card. I don't know when it was. Right, Kyra's turn. Start the turn, draw a card, and it is the Foreign Trader, which says when this is the hour on any non-combat check, you may freely recharge an ally that lists diplomacy in its check to acquire to bless. On any non-combat check. Right? So Marisial has the Archer, which is an ally with diplomacy in the check to acquire. So basically she can freely recharge this to add, to bless the check. Oh, and yeah, Fumbus has got the guide as well. So anyway, that's the hour. Are we going to move? No. Are we going to give a card away? No. Are we going to explore this location? Yes. And this time I'm going to draw the right card, hopefully. We have found a guard dog. Woof, woof, woof. I found this in a previous scenario. This is one of the slight criticisms of the game. The more and more you play it, you will keep just seeing the same cards over and over again. There's a lot of cards, but you will keep seeing the same ones. Right. Before acting, summon and encounter a monster. If it's defeated, the monster is defeated and the encounter ends, banish this monster. So I don't know how you ever actually fight the dog itself. I guess if you've got something that says skip the before acting powers. I don't have anything that skips the before acting powers, so before acting, summon and encounter a monster. Right, so it's not, well, the guard dog barks and we summon a monster. And at this point, because I've now got nice sleeved cards, I can shuffle them without worrying about damaging them at all. Carl says, hold the guide. Yes, I am doing. Right, so we summon. So the guard dog barks and has attracted the attention of a Skzani thief. Right, okay. Whatever one of them is. I think that's from the expansion set. Yes, it is. So we have basically found this. And this has a before acting power. So we do this. If you are the only local character. I'm not. Excellent. So that was lucky. I now have to defeat it. I need an 11 combat or a 6 stealth. If I had stealth, I could have just sneaked away. I don't. So it's going to have to be combat. And if undefeated, something bad happens. So I need an 11 to defeat it because the hash means the adventure number. We're adventure number 1. Well, it's 1B, but it's still 1. It's a level 1 adventure. Right. So we need a combat check of 11. We still have our trusty mace. So I can basically reveal this. So it's 2d8 plus 2. Is that going to be enough? Well, that's an average of 11. What else can we do? Oh, I just noticed this covering shield that I've got. It has a power of, if proficient, and Kyra is proficient with armour, on your melee combat check, freely recharge to re-roll a die. Nice. Now, the hour ability only applied if it was a non-combat check, so I can't do that. So I could freely recharge this shield to re-roll one of those dice. Right, I can. But do we want to put anything else in? That only helps local checks. I mean, I could bless it because I have these 2 blessings in hand. Although this is really good, this one. I like this one. Will the guard dog get a badger? No, that's what happened last time. The guard dog summoned a badger. This time it summoned a thief. Yeah, this power's really nice. But I think I want to bless this check because I do want to get rid of this thief and I don't want to roll low. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to discard this to bless the check. Blessing the check adds another dice on of the same value. I don't have another D8. Oh, I do have another D8. Right, 3D8 plus 2 and a potential re-roll if I want to. Yeah, 16. Defeated. That's defeated, which means the guard dog is also defeated, I think. If it is defeated, this monster is defeated and the encounter ends, banish this monster. Right, so those 2 monsters go back in there. That is this cleared of monsters. Because there were only 2 monsters in here and they've both gone. Right, now then, we don't have the ability to explore again, but I'm going to activate this power here, which is at the end of your turn, you may recharge a divine card to heal a local character. And I'm actually going to do this twice. So I'm going to use my power and I'm going to recharge this card, which is divine, to heal a local character by 1 card, which is me. But then I'm also going to activate the power of this blessing, which is recharge to heal. Oh, that's recharge to heal another local character a card. Okay, so I can't do that. So healing is I take 1 random card from my discard pile. Are you still playing Gloomhaven? Yes, although the Gloomhaven group doesn't meet that often because we're playing with the same people each time, and you know calendar, schedules, and everybody's busy. We are due to play next Sunday. But the last time it was cancelled at short notice. So I hope we're going to play again. Right. So that gets shuffled back in. That is that healing done. And that is the end of Kyra's turn. Refresh back to hand size. And now it is Mauriciel's turn. Right, Mauriciel is at the caves. We're not going to do any of that moving or anything else. So, let's get a drink. And then let's explore this location. Let's explore the right one this time. We have found a kukri. I'm finding all the good stuff at the moment. Right, now this is quite a good way. Oh no, it's only a level 0 weapon. So it's not amazing, but her chance of picking it up is very high because I can try and acquire it with acrobatics. And Mauriciel's acrobatics is something like D12 plus 2. So yeah, we're just going to make the roll. D12 plus 2. We found it. It's another card. So worst case, it's just another life point for this particular scenario. We now have over our hand size of cards. So if we end our turn here, we're going to have to discard one anyway. So we might as well discard to explore. And we have two options. We could discard the Orison Blessing, or we could discard the Archer. I think I'm going to keep the Archer because that's going to help me in a fight. But then again, oh, I'll tell you what I didn't do. Didn't advance the hour. Yes, didn't advance the hour. If I don't advance the hour, please let me know. At the start of your turn, summon and encounter a spell. So this should have happened before that. So at the start of the turn, I should have summoned and encountered a spell. And what have we found? We have found the sleep spell. The chance to acquire is Intelligence or Arcane 7. Almost no chance of doing that for Mauriciel. No. So, yeah, not going to bother with that. They're the spells. I'm just going to keep them to one side, actually, rather than keep putting them back in the box. It's easier for me to do that. Right. So that was the start of turn effect, which I forgot. Then we found the kukri. Now we're back to discarding to explore. And I think I'm going to discard to explore. I'm going to use that card to discard. And we're going to explore. And we have found the cave bear. Right, this is a really tough monster. It's a level 1 monster. We're going to need a 13 to defeat it. And it has a before acting power. Succeed at a combat 8 check. Or suffer 1d4 combat damage. Okay, so we have to do a bit of a fight with it first, or suffer damage, and then it actually attacks us. After acting, if you suffered damage from this monster that was not reduced, you become wounded. Wounded is a scourge, which is probably downstairs somewhere, so I need to go and find that. Right, now, Mauriciel has a power. When you encounter a card, if you're the only local character, you may evade it. So if she wanted to, she could just evade this. Now, evading it shuffles it back into the deck, which means basically I've lost a turn and there's still a bear in there. I might be able to do this because I have a rapier, a returning throwing axe, and an archer, and a kukri, and I have an ability here. Right, let's work out how good we are going to be in combat. I could use the rapier, reveal to use acrobatics plus d6, and if proficient, which I am, I can additionally reload it, putting it on top of the deck to add a d4. So that's pretty good. I have the returning throwing axe, which means I could use my ranged plus d6 plus 1. Yeah, I'm not going to evade it. I'm going to fight it. Right. I am going to fight it. Here we go. So the first thing is the before acting. Succeed at a combat 8 check. Right. How am I going to get 8? I'm just going to move my phone because it's vibrating. There we go. Get rid of that. Well, I think I'm going to use the rapier and I'm just not going to reload it. I think I'm just going to reveal it to use acrobatics plus a d6. And my acrobatics, as we know, is d12 plus 2 plus a d6. So the average of this is going to be 10. And I only need 8. So I don't want to reload it. I want to keep that. I don't want to use that. And I don't want to do that. No, I think let's just do this and see what we get. Yeah, 12. Right, so I've done the before acting check. Now we have to do combat 13. And at this point, this is where I need to start using stuff. So, I am going to do the rapier again. I'm going to reveal it to use my acrobatics plus a d6, which is those dice. And then I'm going to additionally reload it to add a d4. So I've reloaded it, put it back on the deck, and I've added a d4. Now, I can also add to it, I believe, with the returning throwing axe, because it says, if proficient, and Marisol is proficient in weapons, on a local combat check, freely reload it. And the thing that's different with this version of the game compared to first edition is you can only play one of each type of card per check. And I have already played a weapon card per check. Therefore, I can't play another one unless it says the word freely. Freely overrides that rule. So I can freely reload this to add a d6. So that's gone on. So I've stabbed it with the rapier, thrown an axe at it. I've got that as well. So the average of this is 5, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Average of 16 and I need 13. That's probably enough. I could, if I really wanted to, on a local dexterity or ranged check. I'm not doing a dexterity oh no, I am doing a dexterity because acrobatics is based on dexterity, so it's counted as a dexterity check. I can recharge this to add a d4. I could do that, but actually I'm going to keep that because I think there's going to be tougher fights later. Again, you're taking a risk here, and I might roll a whole bunch of ones, which I've rolled before. But let's go for it. We have rolled. Gaming rules is 6, 7, 19, 22, 24. I think the cave bear is slightly dead. Yes, and after acting, if you suffered any damage, which I didn't, boom. Good night, Mr. Cave Bear. Just get the other monsters ready. Okay, done. Now, there's only 3 cards left in this deck. We know that the monster, I think, is gone. We've still got some barriers. When you fail a check to defeat a Bane, suffer the Scourge Dazed. I didn't do that. I've not forgotten any of these effects. I think we're doing okay for forgotten things so far. Right. I think we're done. So Marisol is going to end her turn. Boardroom Gamer is here. Hello. Thank you very much for joining me. Why not reload? You draw it back. I did reload. Yes. There we go. So I've got all the weapons again now. All tooled up with weapons, and I have the thieves tools for when I find the barrier. So it's all looking good. I'm not sure what's creaking here. There's a bit of a creak coming from this table. I need to sort that out. Right. Whose go is it? Fumbus. Don't forget to advance the hour. Advance the hour, and when this is the hour, the difficulty of your non-combat check against the Bane is increased by 3. Ouch. Right, so a non-combat check against the Bane is increased by 3. How am I going to remember these? Are we going to move to a different location? No. Are we going to give a card to another player? No, I don't think we are. No, I think we're okay with our cards for now. So let's just explore. So Fumbus explores and finds the symbol of sleep, which is a barrier. Check to defeat it is intelligence, wisdom, arcane, and divine. And if undefeated, each local character suffer the scourge exhausted and then recharge this barrier, and it's been errated to say into its location. So recharge. So this will go to the bottom of the deck. So it's a symbol of sleep, basically. If I don't get past it, everybody falls asleep. That makes sense. Thematic. So intelligence, wisdom, arcane. Who is it? Fumbus. Right. What have we got? We have intelligence is D8. Wisdom is D4. Arcane is D8 plus 1. So it's D8 plus 1. That is our best check. So it's going to be D8 plus 1. And the average of that is going to be 5.5. So I'm going to have to do something. Going to have to do something to boost my check. Yeah. I mean, it's not the end of the world. The local characters fall asleep, and then the card goes to the bottom of the deck. It might never come back again. But the other problem is if I fail a check to defeat a Bane at this location, I also become dazed. So I become dazed and exhausted. Why have I just picked up Fumbus? Because it's Fumbus's go. And I've done it again, haven't I? I've put that card there. That card should go there. Yeah, I'm getting mixed up between the locations and the characters because these cards are too close together. It's Fumbus that's found the symbol of sleep, not Mauricial. Fumbus. This location here. Right. So we are currently D8 plus 1. What can we do to boost that? Is the hour? Oh yeah, this is bad. The difficulty of your non-combat check against a Bane is increased by 3. What a time to get that card. So it's actually not 8, it's actually 11. So I need an 11 to defeat it. And I'm currently rolling D8 plus 1. Right, we're going to have to do some stuff. We are going to... So Kyra is going to bless the check. Kyra is going to, on any check, discard to bless. So that gets discarded. The check is blessed. We get another D8. So the average of this is now 10. Still short. Fungus the bogeyman. Yes. Fumbus. No, it's Fungus. Fumbus. Yeah. What else can we do? It's creaking again. I'm going to have to sort this table out. Okay, it's a trap. It's a magic trap. Whenever you encounter a monster, a task barrier, or an ally, okay, it's neither of those. That's not going to help. 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 I doubt that Mauricial has anything that will help. No, she's all tooled up with weapons, thieves' tools, and an archer. Kyra has drawn the Priest of Adabar again, which is on a local check to acquire. No. Don't think we've got anything. So it is just this. It's a blessed check. It's 2d8 plus 1, and I need 11. So I'm going to have to get lucky on the dice. We'll see what we get. We've got an 11. We've got a 6. We've got a 4. We've got a 1. And that's how dice games work. Sometimes you get lucky. So this is defeated, even with the +3 modifier. Awesome. Right. That's that barrier gone. That saved me going downstairs to look for the exhausted scourge. And they are my barriers. Right. Okay. What's next? It's Fumbus's go. That was the first explore. Are we going to do exploring again? We want to keep the guide. Carl tells me to keep the guide, so we're going to keep it. I'm not getting through these cards very fast. That's my concern. I'm not getting through them fast enough. But yeah, no, I think we're good. I think we're going to end the turn there. Draw back up to hand size of 6. We've drawn Callistra's Sting. Right, Kyra's go. Advance the hour. We have the Midwife. At the start of your turn, summon and encounter a monster. Oh, that's not a good one. Midwives are supposed to be nice. This is not good. Why are we summoning and encountering a monster just randomly? Right, okay. I mean, what's good about that card? Nothing. Absolutely nothing good about that card. Right, so let's summon and encounter a random monster. And let's have this one. Right, and it is an Evoker, which is a Halfling Wizard Veteran. I need to do a Combat 12 check or an Intelligence 8 check or Arcane. Roll a d6. This monster gains the trait of all damage. Right, so first of all, what type of Evoker is it? It's a Gaming Rules Evoker. It is a poison. Now, that's quite good because Fumbus has got anti-plague, display next to a local character, and when displayed, I think we can do that. This monster gains the trait, and yes, so it's gained the poison trait, and on this character's check against disease or poison cards, add a d8. I think this works. That's only our ability. I'm sure it does stuff at other times. The midwife, yeah, it probably does do other stuff at other times, but all I care about right now is when this is the hour ability. So I think this is right. I think that Fumbus, even though it's not his turn, can play this card and display it next to a local character. So this is displayed, and on this character's checks against disease or poison cards, and this is now a poison card, add 1d8. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. They've come across this poisonous evoker. Fumbus throws the potion of anti-plague over to Kyra. Right. So we are doing a combat check, and we need a combat check of 12. We reveal the mace. So that basically gives me 2d8 plus 2. And because of the anti-plague, I'm rolling another d8. And if I want to, I can discard the mace to ignore its after-acting powers. Ah, now it does have an after-acting powers. Suffer 1d4 damage. So I'm totally going to do that. So I am going to use the ability of the mace. The power says you may additionally discard it to ignore its after-acting powers, because its after-acting powers happen even if you defeat it. So we've discarded the mace. We've got 3d8 plus 2, and we need a 12. Let's go for it. We have rolled, 7, 12, 14. Gone. Right, that is another monster dealt with. That was the start of the hour. We've not actually had our actual turn yet. That's the slight problem with discarding the mace. Is that I now don't have a weapon in hand. But, and this is the thing. I've got to try and remember what cards we've had from this deck. 3 cards. So we know that one of the story banes is in here, and if I find it, I'm in trouble because its difficulty is increased by 2, and I don't have any cards. I mean, I don't have to do my normal explore. That's the thing. That is my start of turn effect. I could now give a card to another player. I could move to another location. I mean, there are lots of monsters at the other locations. I mean, I could go here and start start healing Merisil. That might be a thing to do. But I know most of the good cards have gone from here, and it's only the bad ones that are left here. I could go to the river. Let's go to the river. So I am going to move. I'm going to leave that location. I'm going to go to the river. At the river, on your check, you may discard a card to re-roll a die. Okay, right. And we're going to explore the river. And we found... Uh-oh. There I was. So Carl's got to go in. Thank you very much, Carl. Have a good day. Right, so we've come across the villain. Right, this is the Kobold Sorcerer. This is Rogue Has, the person we're supposed to be defeating. Yeah, and this is going to be a bit of a problem, because even if we defeat him, he's going to run away. Before acting, suffer 1 acid damage. And I can't do anything about that. So I am suffering 1 acid damage before acting, which means I'm going to lose a card from hand. But let's have a look. Oh, no. I have a covering heavy shield. When you suffer acid, combat or fire damage, freely reveal to reduce it by 2. I will freely reveal this card to reduce it by 2. Excellent. So the covering heavy shield is really good. He basically spits acid at me or throws an acid bomb or something, and I hide behind the shield. Right, I've now got to defeat him, and I need 12, but if the check to defeat does not have the attack trait and you succeed, re-roll. Okay, what can we do? I've got a shield, and I've got a halfling cleric with me, and that's it. So I think this is not good. Yeah. I basically think we're in trouble and there's very little I can do about it. What have we got? I mean, Fumbus has a light crossbow, which can be used on distant combat checks, which is what this is. This is now a distant combat check because Kyra has left that location. So, yeah, I mean, a combat check, if I don't have any weapons in hand, is just a D8 plus 2. So a D8 plus 2, and I need a 12. So it's not happening. If I use this light crossbow, that's another D8. Suddenly, the average goes up to 11, and I only need 12. Can I bless it? No, because Serene's light is just healing. Can't use that. Ah! Fumbus has also got a blessing in hand and could discard to bless it. Let's go for it. Let's do it. Discard to bless again, and we get another D8. Is there anything else we can do? It's not an outsider. It's not undead. So I can't do anything about that. It's not a local combat check for any of the other characters because they're at different locations. That's on a local. No. Combat check. No. 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 Don't think there is anything I can do. I think it is just this. If there's something I can do that I've missed, let me know. But I don't think there is. Oh, there is. There's this covering heavy shield again. I mean, I can't do this beforehand, but this is, if proficient, on your melee combat check, freely recharge to roll the dice. Ah, this is the other problem. The Kobold Sorcerer, because he's wily and sneaky, if the check to defeat does not have the attack trait, it does not have the attack trait. Attack is not an attack in this game. Attack is a specific keyword that only applies to certain spells or something or other. So, yeah, so I'm going to have to re-roll. And you succeed, re-roll. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. I'm going to roll this to try and defeat him. But because of his ability, even if I succeed, which I did, I got 13, 16, I got 18. Even if I succeeded, I have to re-roll. Because that's his ability. But hopefully, I'll still do it. Yeah, 13, 15. I did it. So I have defeated the villain, which isn't as good as you think, because there are other locations open. Ah, in fact, before I did that, sorry, there's something else I forgot. Whenever you encounter a villain, before you fight it, you get a chance at guarding these locations. So let's just rewind time a little bit, something I should have done. Fumbus is going to try and guard this location first, because then there's less chance of the Kobold Sorcerer running away. To close or guard, I need to do a strength or melee check of 6. Fumbus's strength is D6, but we're going to recharge the guide. This is why we were keeping the guide. On a local check to close or guard, recharge to add a D6. So it's to Vicky. Can you look downstairs for some cards that look like that? They've got a yellow banner at the top and they say Scourge. Thank you very much. They should be downstairs somewhere. So we need a 6. Double 6, 12. Right, that location is guarded. Next, Mauriciel tries to guard this location. And to do that, you need to summon and defeat the danger. There are 2 dangers in this scenario. And whenever there is more than 1 danger, have I found any attack things? No, only on like spells and things like that. So yeah, according to page 14 of the rulebook, thank you to Ben who helped me out with finding this rule. If there's more than 1 danger and you summon the danger, basically you get a random one. So we have found a Kobold Horde. Summon and defeat the danger. So I can't just evade it, I have to actually defeat it. And to defeat it, I need to do a combat of 11 or a diplomacy of 8. Well, Mauriciel's diplomacy is non-existent. And if not defeated by at least 4, suffer 1 ranged combat damage and then shuffle this monster into this location. Well, you don't. Do you shuffle the monster into its location, even though it's a danger? Ooh, that's interesting. I don't know. Good question. Well, let's try and defeat it. So I need 11. So we need to do a combat check of 11, and we should do it because Mauricio is all tooled up with all of this fancy stuff. So we're going to use the rapier again because we've been doing that a lot, and we're going to reload it. That still gives us the cookery. Yeah, so it's D12 for acrobatics, +2, plus a D6. So the average of this is 11. What do I need? 11. And I'm going to reload it to add another D4. Bop. Bop. Yeah, I probably want to keep the others because you're playing cards on somebody else's turn is great for them. But when it gets to your turn, you don't have any cards in hand. So we're going to roll this and we're going to try and defeat it. And we need... Oh, but I've got to defeat it by at least 4. And the average of this... What was the average of this again? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's not by at least 4. Okay. Maybe I will also use the returning throwing axe. Freely reload to add a d6. Okay, yeah, I think we're going to have to do that. Just hope on my turn I don't find a thing. And this is on Kyra's turn while she's fighting the villain, just to guard this location. But if I don't defeat it, I think I get all of these bad effects. This is really dangerous, this. Have we done it? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Just. Look at all these ones. It's a good job I added that extra bit. Right. Summoned and defeated the danger. So the danger goes back up there. And that location is guarded as well. Right. Back to the rules about defeating the villain, which is what we have just done. And I've got this wrong before, so I'm just going to read through it again. Because it is a bit different. We've done the villain step. Well, we did the... Yeah. Apply any effects that happen after acting. It would have been that, but I discarded the mace. Yeah, so it doesn't get to do its thing. Did I? No, I didn't have a mace. I did the mace on the previous one. So after acting, suffer 1 acid damage, but I hide behind the shield again. So that's fine. Right. Right. If you defeated a villain, you close the villain's location. You do not need to fulfill the 2 close requirement. There you go. So that's the good thing. This location is now closed. You're supposed to look through this deck for any other villains. Well, I know there are not any because there's only 1 villain in this scenario. So they get banished. The location is closed. So we can get rid of that. If you don't find any villains, the location's when closed effect happens. And the location's when closed effect says each local character may give a boon to another character at any location. So I can give one of my good cards to somebody else if I want to. Do I want to? Nah, don't think I do. Right. Then banish all of the cards from the location. It is now closed. And finally, apply any effects that say on closing. Oh, so you do the before closing, then you get rid of the cards. Then you do the on closing. Ah, okay, that's a bit weird because that says when closed, which is neither of those things. Oh, well, right, the location is no longer in play. All players must immediately move. After the encounter, the exploring character may no longer explore. So I'm going to go back to the lair. Right, villain step. If the villain has nowhere to escape to, you win, but it does. And then it goes to attempting a check. Oh, check to see if the villain escapes. If any locations are unguarded, which is that one and that one, the villain escapes. If you did not defeat the villain, if you defeated the villain, count the number of unguarded locations, 2, subtract 1, 1, retrieve that number of random blessings from, okay, right. So I take a random blessing from the vault. Come on, blessings. You get so many blessings with this game. I don't know why there's this many. I've got like 150 blessings or something ridiculous. I don't know why there are this many. I don't think you need this many. You're only supposed to use 30 cards in the hourglass. The characters, even if you're playing with 6 characters, they might have 6 or 7 blessings each. Maximum. So that's probably about 30, 60. And then shared between the locations, you probably need about 80 blessings maximum. And I've got loads. Anyway, complaint. Beat it by 4. Did I defeat it by 4? I can't remember it. Did I? Yeah, go back. I needed 11. What did I roll? Did I roll a 12? You're right. So I don't think I defeated it by 4. Let's finish this bit first, and then let's go back and do that thing. Yeah, so the kobold, Ricky's saying that I don't think I defeated it by 4. I forgot. I was supposed to need an 11. What did I roll? Is that this? Did you find them? Okay, just pop them there. Thank you very much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 12. Yeah, you're right. I didn't defeat it by 4. So we'll come back to that in a minute. But meanwhile, I take 1 blessing from the blessing deck. I mix it in with the Kobold Sorcerer. So I shuffle them enough times that I lost track of where it is. And then 1 goes there and 1 goes there. So we know it's either in the cell or the twisting passages. That's where the villain is. So the plan now is to close these other 2 locations, knowing that the villain is not there, and then hunt him down in these. That's the plan. However, we have a bit of a problem because, oh, and something else happens as well. Yeah, I'm going to put my allies. Oh, let's just reach across. I need to sort out this vault. It was nice and tidy. There's something I need to do with those in a minute because I defeated a kobold storybane, and something happens when you do that. So, meanwhile, back to this. If not defeated by at least 4, suffer 1 ranged combat damage. And this is Mariciel. And Mariciel is wearing a chain shirt. While displayed, when you suffer combat damage, you may recharge to reduce by 2. Okay, so I'll recharge the chain shirt to reduce that damage by 2. But then shuffle this monster into its location. And here's where I'm not clear about the rules, because this is a danger. This card needs to go back up there because it's a danger, but it's telling me that I need to shuffle it into its location. So I think what I do, and again, I might be wrong on this, so I'm just going to make something up. I am going to take Henchman Proxy B1. No, hang on a minute. I think the Kobold Horde is already the other henchman. Yes, it is. Kobold Hordes is Proxy A. So I'm just going to take Proxy... Where are we? Here we go. Proxy A3. So Proxy A3 is actually the Kobold Horde. And I'm going to shuffle it into that location. Right, there we go. Because I didn't defeat it by 4. Thank you very much, Rick, for spotting that. Now, the thing that I said I needed to remember is this effect from the scenario book, which says, when you defeat a Kobold Storybane, which the Kobold Sorcerer was, summon and encounter an ally. And if you acquire it, I put it basically up here. And then I will get 1d4 to all diplomacy checks against kobolds in future. So I find a random ally. And I found a bat. So I get a chance to acquire the bat. And this is Kyra. Wisdom, perception or survival. Her wisdom is pretty good. Her wisdom is D10. So D10, needing a 4 to acquire the bat. And I don't actually get it. It just goes by the deck. And I could, if I really wanted to, recharge the Priest of Abadar. But I don't want to. I'm just going to go with the D10 needing a 4. Got a 3. Ah. Oh well, didn't get it. I can go back. Right, so I think we're done. I think that is Kyra's turn over. You can't explore again once you've moved. once you've explored a location and closed it, you move on. You can't explore again. So I think that is end of turn for Kyra. Fairly successful. We found the Kobold Sorcerer, beat him up a bit, and he's run away, and he's now either here or here. Right. Reset hand size. Oh, did I want to do my end of turn ability? Yes, let's do my end of turn ability. Oh, in fact, let's do it twice. Can I do it twice? No, I can't. I am going to heal. I kind of want this mace back in my deck somewhere. Yeah, so I am going to use my ability to recharge a divine card to heal a local character by a card, which is me. I'm going to heal myself. So selfish, these clerics. Okay, and we have healed. Might as well just roll. 4, middle one, that one. We've healed that. So that goes back into my deck. And that is the end of Kyra's go. And then I do a reset. So hopefully, yeah, doing all right. Certainly doing better than last time I played, where the characters were half dead by this point. There we go. Right, Merisiel's go, advance the hour. We have got, when this is the hour, when a character moves on their turn, each other local character may move with them. Okay, not sure how useful that is, but we'll see. Right, Merisiel is not going to move. She's not going to do anything, I don't think. So she is going to explore this location. She still has a kukri. She used her rapier and returning throwing axe to fight the danger which arrived when... Yes, right, okay. Just reminding myself of where we're up to. We've found a concealed hatch. It's a barrier. Now, she's pretty good at barriers. Well, she's pretty good at traps. This is not a trap, it's a lock. Where's Fumbus when we need him with the exploding bombs? We need to do a strength check or a disable check. Oh, disable check. Awesome. It's really easy. Disable check of 3. Oh. But before acting, I need to succeed at an intelligence or perception check of 5, or the difficulty is increased by 3, which is not really a problem for me. Intelligence, no, haven't really got that. Perception, what? No. So we don't do that check, so the difficulty is increased by 3, so it's a disable 6 check. Thankfully, her disable is dexterity plus 2, and the dexterity is d12. So it's d12 plus 2. And yeah, all we need is a 6. Okay, so there's a fairly good chance of me doing it anyway, but I have the Thieves' Tools. And the Thieves' Tools basically say, on your disable non-combat check, which is what this is, or your check to defeat a lock, which it is, reveal to add 1d8. So I just literally reveal it and add a d8. I could, if I wanted to, recharge it to add another d8, but I don't want to. So totally got this sewn up easily. It was a very, very simple one. Yeah, basically that's gone. There you go. It was a nice simple barrier. We could discard to explore again. I'm a little bit worried about coming across the Chugri, the Kobold Champion, right now. And it could be anywhere. But if I come across him, we have a bit of a problem. There's only one barrier in this location, and that is that barrier gone. So I might actually end my turn there and then move to a different location, and hopefully I find the barrier there, because Merisiel is great at getting rid of the barriers. Although one of the story banes that's shuffled in here is a barrier. It's the Inferno trap. Maybe we should stay. Maybe we should stay. But the question is, do we want to discard to explore? I don't think we do. No, I think we're just going to stay there, play it safe. This might be the wrong thing to do. End my turn and draw back up to my hand size of 5, which is the weapons again. Fumbus's go. Advance the hour. When this is the hour, on your blessed check, you may re-roll any die showing a 1. So if a check is blessed, I get to re-roll. Right. What's Fumbus going to do? Is Fumbus going to move? Is he going to give a card to another player? Is he going to use the elixir of healing on the Kyra? Don't think we need to. So I think we're just going to explore and see what we get. It doesn't have many cards in hand. But let's see what we found. We've found the Kobold Champion. We have found Chuggery, the Cleric, who's really nasty. And the thing I forgot yesterday, before you encounter the Kobold Champion, each character summons and encounters the Storybane Ancient Skeleton, which is this one. So all characters, and it's not even all local characters, it's literally each character. So wherever they are, each character, basically a skeleton, attacks us all. Skeletons attack us all. So each of the characters in order is going to encounter the Ancient Skeleton, which is immune to cold, mental and poison, but it's vulnerable to bludgeoning. If only I had my mace. If only. Now it is an undead, so Kyra's going to get an extra d4. It's a combat check. That's the only thing you can do. Only thing you've got to basically defeat it is just a combat check. Immune to cold, mental and poison. Now, Kyra has just drawn her Life Drain card, which is Magic Arcane, Divine Attack and Healing. It isn't cold, mental or poisoning, so she could use that. So let's do Kyra first. So Kyra is fighting the Ancient Skeleton. And because she doesn't have a mace in hand, I think she is going to use her Life Drain card. So for your combat check, banish to use Divine plus 2d4. And her Divine skill is really high. It's like d10 plus 3. So d10 plus 3. And because it's undead, and Kyra's special ability is plus d4 against undead, the average of this is, let's get me averages, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's not enough, I need 13. Wow. Oh, plus 2d4. Yeah, right. So, should be fine. The average of that is now 7, 12, 15. Yeah, so let's do that and then heal a card. I don't know when we heal the card. I don't know if it's after the combat or not. We'll see. Right. So I'm going to that, and it's got a recovery ability. So instead of it being banished, it goes to my recovery area, which is there. Right. Anything else we want to do to boost it? No, but I could use the Covering Heavy Shield to do a reroll. So let's see what we get. This is against the Ancient Skeleton. Oh, before acting. Oh, I almost forgot. Before acting, either recharge a Divine card or suffer 1 combat damage. Well, that's fine because I've got the Covering Heavy Shield. Whenever you suffer combat damage, freely reveal to reduce it by 2. So I hide behind the shield as the skeleton throws some bones at me. And then we're going to try and hit it. What have we got? 9, 12, 14, 16. Yeah, done. So Kyra has managed to defeat the Ancient Skeleton. Right. And then I get the 1 healing from the Life Drain. So we get this card. Get shuffled back in. And that is in the recovery area. And we'll try and recover that at the end of the turn. Whose turn is it? It's Fumbus's turn. Yes, it's Fumbus's turn. And Fumbus found the Kobold Champion. I'm going to put it there. Right. Next, Marisiel also encounters the Ancient Skeleton, but when you encounter a card, if you are the only local character, you may evade it. Okay? And if you evade a summoned card, it doesn't... Normally when you evade something, it gets shuffled back into the deck. But when you evade a summoned card, I think you just return it to the vault. I'm pretty sure that's what happens. She can just hide away from it. Evade, page 9. Evasion effects. If you evade the card, do not activate any other powers on it. The encounter is over. If it's a boon, you don't acquire it. If it's a bane, it's neither defeated. If it came from a location or another stack of cards, shuffle it back in. Yeah, it's fine. So Fumbus now has to fight an Ancient Skeleton. And he's probably in a bit of trouble, actually. Yeah, I think he is in a bit of trouble. Because then he's got to fight the Kobold Champion itself. Yeah, right. So this is going to be true. We really need to get rid of him, because otherwise every time we encounter him, 3 more skeletons pop up. How are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? I don't know whether we are. It's a real shame that Mauricio's not there, because Mauricio's got so many weapons. And it's all local check, local check. Yeah. Yeah, local check, right. And if we decide to just not bother fighting the Ancient Skeleton and just take loads of damage, then we won't have anything left for this. And I've not even done that yet. Okay, this is really bad. This is not going to work at all. Oh, it's also the Ancient Skeleton is immune to confusion. That makes sense, because he's undead. Before acting, either recharge a divine card or suffer 1 combat damage. Well, I've got a divine card, so I'll recharge that. Okay. Now, I've got a card here that says banish to heal a local character. I don't think I can do that now, because I'm in an encounter. So I don't think you can do that. Rules question for those people watching this who know the game better than me. This card says banish to heal a local character 1d4 plus 1 cards. Can I do it right now? I don't think I can, so I'm going to say no. But I would like to know exactly when you can use these cards and when you can't. Okay, so we're going to try and fight the Ancient Skeleton with a light crossbow, which says, for your combat check, reveal to use dexterity or ranged plus d8. And Fumbus's ranged is dexterity plus 1. So it's d10 plus 1 plus a d8. That's pretty good, actually. Okay, he's not that bad. So d10 plus 1 plus a d8. Okay, the average of this is going to be 10. Which is nowhere near what I need. I don't think there's anything I can do to boost it. No, the only blessing that Kyra's got isn't a blessing. And the hour? What was the hour? On your blessed check, re-roll the dice. Yeah, so if the check was blessed, Rick's thinking that I can do it on your turn. Yeah, I don't think you can. No, not when you're in an encounter. It would seem odd in the middle of a fight to just do something like that. I'm looking to see if any of the other characters have got anything else, excuse me, that I can do with this. Now, Kyra's got this covering heavy shield. When a local character suffers combat damage, freely be revealed to reduce it by 1. Tell you what, I don't need to do that then. Right, oh, this is good. So this thing here, which was before acting, recharge a divine card or suffer 1 combat damage. Kyra is at the location. She is a local character. When a local character suffers combat damage, freely revealed to reduce it by 1. So Kyra basically gets the covering heavy shield and protects Fumbus. So that's good. Right, okay. It's probably not going to help him, the fact that he's got that card in hand, because he can't use it to fight the Ancient Skeleton. Yeah, I mean, it says when you encounter a monster, and it has the mental trait, so I can't play that against this because it's immune to mental. I think that's how that works. I think I'm just going to have to roll. Oh, the other thing that I've noticed. Again, I forgot this yesterday. The difficulty to defeat Storybanes at this location is increased by 2. So I think Kyra still did it, but this is actually 15 that I need and not 13. So I can only do this if I roll insanely well. And then I'm going to take loads of damage. And then the Kobold Champion is going to run away. Yeah, I don't think there's anything we can do. Oh, what have we got here? Powers. On a local combat check, which I have, to defeat an obstacle or trap back. No, it's a local combat check. You may discard a card to add 1d4 and the fire or poison trait. Well, I'm going to lose my cards anyway if I get hit, so I might as well. So he's going to use his power, discard a card to add a d4 and the acid, fire or poison trait. It doesn't matter which one I add because it's not vulnerable to any of them, but gives me a tiny little bit more chance. Okay. Is the skeleton a Storybane? Yes, it is. Skeleton says it's a Storybane. And this location says the difficulty to defeat Storybanes is increased by 2. So yeah, it's a really difficult location, this. Why did I go there? Thought it was fun. Right, here we go. We're rolling and we need a 15. And we've only gone and done it. 6, 12, 15, 16. Done it. Awesome. Right. God, dear. Right, that was all happened before we've actually met the cleric. Now we've met the cleric, we now need a 14. But before acting, I need to succeed at an intelligence, craft, disable or perception check of 5, or suffer 1d4 poison damage. Thankfully, I have craft of d8 plus 3. So d8 plus 3, need a 5. Got a 4. Stupid game. Yeah, anything other than a 1 would have done. Right, I suffer 1d4 poison damage. Oh, this is the problem. I miss by 1, but I might get 4 poison damage. No, I got 1 poison damage. Okay. And can I do anything about that? I'm looking at the shield. No. It's acid, combat or fire damage. And it's a logo. No. So it's acid damage. What was this from? Oh, this is the before acting. Yes. So it's dealt me 1 poison damage, which means I'm going to lose a card from my hand. Well, I need to keep the light crossbow. Oh, this is going to hurt because now I can't use the ability. Ah. Yeah. So Rick's saying thinks I can still drink the potion. Yeah, I'm not sure. Right. So anyway, we are revealing the crossbow to do my ranged plus d8. So it's ranged, which is d10 plus 1. So d10 plus 1 plus a d8. He's pretty good at dexterity. He's pretty good at range checks. Yeah, d10 plus 1 plus a d8. Is there anything we can do to increase this? Because the average of this is going to be 11. And we need 14. I don't think we can. No, I don't think anybody else can help. We can't bless it. And I can't use this power because I don't. Oh, no, I can. I can. Yeah, I think I can. On a local combat check, you may discard a card to add 1d4. So I'm now, even though I've revealed this, I think, can I do it twice? No, I don't think I can. Because I've used this card. I have used a weapon. I therefore can't activate
Although that just says I'm discarding a card. I'm not playing it. I'm just discarding it. So again, another question from the people who know the game. I have used the light crossbow to get my dexterity check plus a d8. Can I now activate Fumbus's ability to then discard the light crossbow? Because I'm discarding a card. Let's do it and see if I'm allowed to later on, because I've cheated in so many of the other ones. So I'm adding a d4. I might fail anyway. And that's it. I can't add anything else again. So I'm going to add the fire trait, whatever, doesn't matter. 4, 8, 9, 10. No, failed. So I take 4 damage. I don't have any cards in hand. And this gets shuffled back into that location. Right, so we know that the Kobold Champion is here. I might just avoid this location and then find the villain, guard this location and kill the villain. And not actually explore that location. Because I don't need to defeat the cleric. That's something I don't need to do. Right, recovery step. Kyra gets a chance to recover this. Need a Divine 11 check. Ooh, okay. Chances of that are slim. What am I on? D10 plus 3? Yeah, D10 plus 3. Need an 11. Didn't get it. So that gets discarded instead of recharged. And then Fumbus draws back up to a hand size of 6. Now we get the weapons. 4, 5, 6. Right, that's looking better. Kyra's go. Advance the hour. And we have the Paladin, which says, when another character avenges your encounter, heal 1d4 cards. Oh, avenging. I'm just going to pop that back. And I'm just going to take this out, because there is a rule that I forgot called avenging. Fumbus has failed to defeat this, which means another local character can bury a card to then fight it themselves. I'm not going to in this situation because Kyra is never going to be able to defeat it. But if Kyra had weapons in hand and was ready to fight it, could have done that. Yeah, I really like the new avenging rules in this edition. Really thematic, worked really well. And I thought for a minute there I was going to be able to do it. Anyway, meanwhile, when another character avenges your encounter, heal 1d4 cards. Okay, what's Kyra going to do? We've decided we don't want to explore this because we know that the Kobold Champion is in here somewhere. We don't want to fight him again. We know that the villain is in one of these 2 locations and we don't want to fight the villain just yet. I think I'm going to go over here. Let's go over here and we'll explore. And we have found Sneak. It is a combat check of 11 to defeat. Before acting, I need to succeed on a wisdom or perception check of 8 or discard a card. Okay, that's fine, because my wisdom is D10 and I need an 8. Can I boost it? Don't think, I mean I could, but I think I'm happy just discarding a card. Yeah. 2, yeah, so didn't do it, so the sneaker's come in and stolen something from me, and I discard a card. Oh, I say I'm going to be okay. Actually, I might not be, because I don't have any weapons. What we're going to discard? We're going to discard the Balmberry. I think we're okay without that for now. So then we have to do a combat check of 11. And no weapons in hand, which means it's just my default melee skill of D8 plus 2. Need to remember this location as well. This location has an ability. So D8 plus 2 and I need an 11. But Merisiel is at the location. And Merisiel has, if proficient, on a local combat check, freely reload to add a D6. So she throws a throwing axe. And that was freely. So I can do that in addition to using other weapons. This is for your combat check. This is on a local dexterity or ranged check. It's neither of those. Okay, I think that's it. So she's just thrown a throwing axe in. And Fumbus, has he got his crossbow? No, crossbow's there. Used his crossbow. Local combat check? No. Perception check? No. On another character's check, discard to bless. So I could bless it. I mean, the average of what I'm rolling is a 10, and I need an 11. So let's do that. Fumbus is going to discard benefaction. On another character's check, discard to bless. So we get another D8, because that was the original one, and that should be fine. We are getting a reroll if we need to. So let's try and defeat it. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, defeated. Right, so the sneak has gone. That was just a monster. There was nothing special about that. Nope, nothing special about that at all. Right. Next. Now, we have this spyglass. Discard to examine the top 2 cards of your location. Ooh. Yeah, we're going to remember that. We'll do that on Fumbus's turn. Recharge to heal another local character a card. Discard to explore. You can evade monsters. I don't think we're going to find any more monsters at this location, I think. And the barrier's gone. I don't know what's left in this location because I drew a card at some point from the wrong place. I think the item's gone. I think the weapon's gone. I think the barrier's gone. And I think the monster's gone. So I don't know what's left in here. I think we're going to just end our turn there, and we're going to use our special ability to recharge a card to heal a local character. So we get that one back, that one goes there, this gets shuffled in. We're doing all right for healing. This is the advantage of having a cleric. Rick said, rogue help. I think the rogue did help by throwing the axe. Yeah, don't think there's anything else that Mauricial could have done. Mauricial, by the way, is Rick's character, so thank you very much for allowing me to play Mauricial while you're not here. Right, that is Kyra's go done. Reset. Back to hand size of 6. Now it's Mauricial's turn. Advance the hour. We have... when this is the hour, on your check against an undead card, add a d6. Mauricial is now going to explore this location and hope we find the Inferno trap. It is Henchman Proxy A3. Right. That is basically this. It is the Kobold Horde. That is what the Henchman Proxy is in this scenario. There was 2 of them. There's now 3 of them. And it's a combat check of 11. And if I don't defeat it by 4, then I take a bit of damage and it gets shuffled back in again. I don't think I get another one. I think I just shuffle this back in. Yeah. Okay, so we need to get an 11. And I think we can do this because we have the rapier, which is acrobatics plus d6. So acrobatics for me is d12 plus 2, plus a d6, I say for Mauricial. So the average of this is 6, 9 is 11. And additionally reload it to add another d4. Is it freely reload? No. Right, so that counts as my weapon. Or that counts as a weapon being played. And then on a local dexterity check, recharge to add 1d4. So that's an ally played. Add another d4. I think we're good. I don't think we need any help from anybody else. But Kyra has a returning star knife. On a local combat check, freely reload to add a d4. Freely, which means I can use it even though another weapon has already been used. d4. Right, that should do. Let's see what we get. And there could be some blessings going on as well, but I think we're okay. I think we're okay. The average of this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, should be okay, he says. Oh yeah, easily. 10, 14, 18, 21, 22, 24, done. That has been defeated. So this card goes, and henchmen in this scenario are closing henchmen. So a couple of things happen now. First of all, I have defeated a Kobold Storybane. What that means is the scenario ability kicks in, and I get to summon an ally. I try to get it, and if I do, then there's more chance of me getting rid of the Kobold Hordes from then on. We found a Tinker. I need Charisma, Diplomacy, or Disable 6 check to get it. I will try Disable, because Marisial is good at Disable. It's a Dexterity +2. Yeah, I'm just going to make a roll. Yeah. So you don't actually get it. It goes up here. And now I get a +D4 on all diplomacy checks against... Add 1d4 to your diplomacy checks against kobold monsters for each of these displayed allies. Right, and also, because I have defeated this and it was a closing henchman, I get a chance to close the location. And to close the location, you summon and defeat the danger. And this is Marisial, so we're going to do it. And the danger is either the Poison Dart Trap or the Kobold Horde. So again, let's see what we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's this one, which is... It's the Kobold Horde. Again. Oh, I so wish it was the Poison Dart Trap, because she's really good at getting rid of them. Right, so it's the Kobold Horde again. Trying to find how best to put this on camera, because I've got it at a funny angle. Right. Here we go again. It's basically the same thing again. But this is now a chance to close the location. If I defeat it now... This location is closed. I mean, it's almost closed anyway, because there's one card left. So here we go again. We've got to try and defeat it. Might not defeat it this time. Or I could do a diplomacy check. Now, Marisial's diplomacy is non-existent, but I would get a D4. So, yeah. No, I think we're going to fight it in combat. We've not got the rapier anymore, but we do have the kukri. So reveal to use acrobatics plus a d6, and if proficient, you can recharge it to add another d4. And Marisial's ability is when you would recharge a knife weapon for its power, and it is a knife, you can reload it instead. But I don't want to reload it because I have 2 weapons already on top of my deck. So I'm going to recharge it. What am I adding? Acrobatics, d6, and a d4. Right. Acrobatics, which is d12 plus 2, and a d6, and a d4, and this time, Fumbus is going to, on any check, discard to bless. So he's going to discard that to bless it to add another d12. Yeah, we totally should do this. Yeah, okay, let's roll and see what we get. And I want to defeat it by at least 4. Oh, it's at least 4, not more than 4. Oh, wow. Almost couldn't have rolled any higher. 21, 27, 31, 33. Yes, defeated. And again, these abilities kick in when you defeat a Kobold Storybane, which I did. Well, also, we've closed the location. So this last card has gone. So the location is closed. Both characters get to move. So I'm going to move them here. That location is closed. I get to summon a random ally, which is these again. So we've already got a Tinker. And the more and more cards we get there, basically the more and more extra d4s we'll get to add to our diplomacy checks when we meet future Kobold Hordes. We found a Lookout. Chance of acquiring the Lookout is Charisma, Diplomacy, or Perception. She's not got Charisma. She's not got Diplomacy. She's not got Perception. So your base dice, if you don't have the skill, is d4. I'm not going to bother blessing it. I'm just going to say, no, we didn't get it. And that is the end of Marisial's turn. Draw back to a hand size of 5. Oh, where's the axe? Where's the returning throwing axe? I don't know. I thought it was on top of the deck. Never mind. Right. Fumbuses go. Advance the hour. When this is the hour on your check, add 1 for each type of boon played. Okay, right. Where's Fumbus? Fumbus is here in the lair, and we don't want to explore this because we know the Kobold Champion is in here. Which means we know the villain's not. Yeah, we know the villain's either here or here. Do we want to keep the party together now? I think we do, because Fumbus has cards which can help other people. So I think Fumbus is going to move to here with everybody else. And then while we're here, we cannot move until you either bury an ally or succeed at a strength or disable check. So they're now in the cells. So they're going to need somebody to let them out the cell, or they're going to force their way out. Fumbus is a bit low on cards. He's going to need some healing at some point soonish. Don't want Fumbus to die, otherwise Matt or Andy will be very unhappy with me. Okay, we need Kyra to get her cure spell back so that she can heal Fumbus. Right, Fumbus is going to explore this location, and we have found a bound imp. Chance to acquire, check to acquire, intelligence, wisdom, arcane or divine 6, which is not bad. What's Fumbus got? Arcane, intelligence +1, that's D8. D8 +1, yeah, that's the best. So D8 +1, again, I'm not going to expend anything to try and get this because it's not essential, although it is a nice card. Oh, wow, yeah. Okay, no, we're still not going to expend anything. Didn't get it. Right, that can go. So that's the ally. Oh, there's 2 allies in that location. Now, he doesn't have any way of exploring again, but what he does have is a spyglass. A spyglass says discard to examine the top 2 cards of your location and return them in any order. This might be really helpful to see what's coming, but it is discarding it. And Fumbus is short on cards. So I don't think we're going to do that. Because we really need Kyra to get her cure spell. Yeah, I mean, she can start curing him a little bit. No, let's do it. I'm going to do it. Come on, Fumbus, get your spyglass out. So we discard the spyglass. Look at the top 2 cards of the deck. Right, see, this was important. We have found the Kobold Sorcerer, and we don't want to encounter him next. Because otherwise he'll just run away to one of these 2 locations. So right, I'll tell you what, here's what we're going to do. I think this will work. Or will it? Yeah, problem is, now that I'm here in the cells, I cannot move unless you bury an ally or succeed at a strength or disable check. So what I'm thinking is we leave the Kobold Sorcerer on top, the characters move away, finish off the other places, and then come back and then defeat him and win. But we can't move away because we're in the cells. So I'm looking at these cards and I'm seeing, is there any benefit to defeating this one? Yeah, if defeated, heal a weapon or armour. Ah, his mace has already been healed. That's not going to help. Think. Do we want... What do we want to do? I'm going to put the mercenary on top. Okay, so we know... In fact, I'm going to put them face up because I've examined them. I've seen them. Right, that is the end of Fumbus's turn. Fumbus draws back up to a hand size of 6. Here's the other question. Cards that say display, and while displayed do this. Can you display them when it's not your turn? I think you can. But yeah, I want some clarifications on these things. Right, Kyra's go. And Kyra is going to try and move. First of all, do we want to give it... Oh, advance the hour. So advance the hour first. When this is the hour, when you would discard an ally, recharge it instead. Okay? You may give a card to another character. I don't think we want to. Nope, I don't think we want to give a card to another character at the moment. Right, so move. And I am going to try and move, and I'm going to try and do a strength check of 7. My strength is D8. Either that or I bury an ally. And I don't really want to bury an ally. So if I can't move, I will basically be encountering the mercenary. Or not. I mean, you don't have to encounter. Yeah, let's... Oh, this is a really important decision. You don't have to encounter. It's optional. There is no benefit to defeating the mercenary. I'd be just fighting it for the sake of fighting it. So let's leave the Kobold Sorcerer on top. Right, so we know that the Kobold Sorcerer is there. Trying to work out what to do. And I just leave that there until these locations are closed or guarded. I don't even have to just explore anything. I could just look, put one character there, have one character encounter this, guard both of those locations, defeat it and win. And then it's over. But of course, if I fail at the guard check, then it's, yeah, okay. That's putting all of my eggs in one basket and seeing whether it works. I am going to try and move from this location. I need to do a strength 7 check. And my strength is D8. So... Okay, so no, we're going to bury the ally. We're going to bury this ally. So burying I'm going to put below my character. I can't get that back, but I can now move. And we're going to move to the twisty passages. I now can't move from the twisty passages unless I make an intelligence or knowledge check, because he's basically a bit lost. But that's fine. Right, then we're going to explore. And we found a giant toad gribbet. All damage is poison damage, which is awesome because we have anti-plague. If you close, you get a free move. Yes, you do. Yeah, as soon as you close a location, you immediately must move somewhere else. Right, so on this character's checks against poison cards, add a D8. So I'm getting a D8 because I have my anti-plague potion. Okay. I can defeat the giant toad with acrobatics. I don't have acrobatics, but I am going to do a combat check of 10. I'm going to display the Harrow Strike. Yeah, so I'm going to display the Harrow Strike, and I'm then going to use it. So Divine, which is D10 plus 3 plus a D6, and if proficient, which I am, I can banish to add another D6. And it's got a recovery ability, so it actually goes sideways to add another D6. Right, here we go. I'm trying to defeat the giant toad. There are no location abilities. There's none of them. So I think that's it, and I need a 10. Oh, hang on a minute. I don't think I need to banish this because I've got an extra D8. In fact, do we even need to use the Harrow Strike? Well, it gets banished at the end of the turn anyway. I was going to say, I'm getting a D8 because I've got my anti-poison potion. So, yeah, there you go. 7, 8, 14, 18, 21. Yep, splat. If undefeated, nope. So that's gone. Giant toad has gone. Do I want to explore the location again? Yeah, because I've got the Harrow Strike. I wouldn't have banished it. I'd have kept it because I was, yeah, slightly cheating. So I'm going to discard I Am a Day Justice to explore again. And we found Caelan's Revelry. I need a divine check of 5 to get it. So that's D10 plus 3. Yep, got it. That goes into my hand. And then I'm then going to discard that to explore. Yep, so I'm going to discard that to explore again. And we found the Bolas. Chance of me getting this, dexterity or ranged. I have a dexterity of D4. Yeah, no, not going to bother with that. That is gone. That is a weapon. I can go over there for now. Done. End of turn. That is in my at the end of turn this gets banished. So I turn it sideways. I get a chance to recover it. I need a divine check of 10. D10 plus 3. Didn't get it. So it gets discarded. That's fine. Reset. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got the cure spell. And I believe you can cast that outside of your turn. So I can't cast it now. But at the start of Mauricio's turn, I can. But I don't really need to. There's no desperate rush. But I'm glad I've got it. Oh, I could have done the other thing. No, I didn't have any cards. Right. When do we start getting level 2 cards? So, this is currently scenario 1B. Okay. Here's the overview of the adventure path. So I'm currently on scenario 1B. After 1B, once I've succeeded, I do 1C. After I've succeeded at 1C, you go into adventure 2. That's the end of the first part of the adventure path. You then go into adventure 2. In adventure 2, you shuffle in all of the level 2 cards from the other side of the box into the vault. And from that moment on, you will then start meeting level 2 monsters, finding level 2 encounters. The cards will get shuffled in, so you still might meet 0, 1 or 2 levels. But basically there's a gradual progression up through the levels. Where are we up to? You distracted me. It's Mauricio's turn. Advance the hour. When this is the hour on your blessed check, re-roll a dice showing a 1. I'm just going to check how much time we have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to be close again. It is going to be close. Right. Mauricio is going to try and move. And you can't move unless you succeed on a disable 7 check. Thankfully, her disable is pretty good. It's D12 plus 2. So D12 plus 2, and I need a 7. Got it, so she can move. So Mauricio moves also to the twisted passages. So she's stuck as well now. Right. And we're going to explore. When we've found a helpful haversack. Nice. I need to make a dexterity check of 6 to collect it. My dexterity is D12. What can I do? Because I would like this. I have a mouse. Mouse says, on a local dexterity check, recharge to add a D4. Let's totally do that. Recharge that to add a D4. So I'm looking at a D12 plus a D4, and I need a 6. I'm not going to ask for any help from anybody else. And we've got an 8. So we have a helpful haversack. Now, I don't know what this does. At the start of your turn, reveal to examine the top card of your deck and then reload or recharge it. You may discard a card to draw it instead. That's awesome. That is really good. Right. Have I got anything that will allow me to explore? Yes, I have a cat. There you go. We have your cat, Rick. Discard to explore this exploration on... Yeah, so we're going to explore again. Let's get through these cards. We've found a blessing. We need an intelligence or craft check of 5 to get it, which we can't get because Mauricio is not very intelligent and she doesn't know how to craft things. So that's gone. But that's fine. We're getting through the cards. That's the important thing. End of turn. End of Mauricio's turn. Draw back up to her hand size. So before Fumbus's turn, Kyra is going to use Cure. So banish to heal a local character 1d4 plus 1 cards, but because it's got a recovery power, I'm going to put it sideways. So this happens in Mauricio's turn. So I'm going to heal Fumbus by d4 plus 1 cards. 4. So I get 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 cards here. Meow. Yep. I don't know where Loki is actually. Loki! Normally comes when called. Right, so these 2 cards do not get healed. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. And all of these cards do get healed and shuffled back into the deck. For those people watching this who don't know why these cards are important, your deck is your life. If you ever need to draw cards and you don't have any, you die. And death in this game is permanent, unless you reincarnate. But that costs hero points, and none of these characters have hero points at the moment because they spent them on improving their character. Right. So that happened at the end of Marissa's turn. I now get the chance to Divine 8 to recharge it, which is D10 plus 3. Nope. So it gets discarded instead. Okay, so the cure spell is gone. I might get it back if I get some healing from somebody else. Otherwise, it's gone. Right, it's Fumbus's turn. Advance the hour is the first thing. All right, when this is the hour, at the start of your turn, discard a blessing or suffer the scourge exhausted. Well, I don't have a blessing, so it's a good job Vicky went downstairs for these cards, because Fumbus is now exhausted, which is this one. And I don't know what this does. On each check or step, you may play no more than 1 boon, okay? And at the start of your move step, you may end your turn to remove this scourge. This is brilliant. This is, well, it's not brilliant, but it's exactly what we needed, because Fumbus was not going to move anyway. He was just going to stay here and not do anything. So, at the start of your move step, which is now, you may end your turn to remove this scourge. There you go. So he's a bit exhausted. He has a bit of a lie down, has a bit of a snooze. He's fine. Right, end of turn for Fumbus. Kyra's go. 5 turns left, I think. When this is the hour, when you would discard a boon to bless a dexterity or charisma check, you may recharge it instead. Right, okay. So Kyra is here. And we need to... So let's have a think about this. Let's have a think. This is Kyra's go. This is Mauricio's go. This is Fumbus's go. Kyra's go. Mauricio's go. Fumbus has 1 more turn left. Who do we want to defeat the Kobold Sorcerer? I think probably Fumbus, because with all of these cards he's got in hand, he can probably do it. Which means I need Kyra here to close this location when Fumbus fights the Sorcerer. And Fumbus is only going to get 1 more turn. So I think Kyra wants to move to here, but she can't. Oh no. You cannot move unless you succeed at an intelligence or knowledge 7 check, which she can't do. Well, she could. I could do an intelligence check and I could bless it just to allow me to move, because I want to be here to guard this location when Fumbus fights the Kobold Sorcerer. Because otherwise what's going to happen is the Kobold Sorcerer runs away to somewhere else, and then we've got to go there and we've got to fight him again. The other option is I stay here and we go through these 3 cards and we try and get through these 3 cards, close this, and then move there straight away. Yeah, let's do that. Let's stay here. Do I want to give a card to another character? No, I don't think. No, so we're just going to explore. We're going to explore the twisted passages, and we have found a zombie. Now, this is good for us because Kyra is good against undead. So we're going to fight it. We need an 11 to defeat it. I'm going to add the D4 now, before I forget. My melee skill is D8 plus 2. I don't have a mace. I do have a returning star knife, though. For your combat check, reveal to use strength, dexterity, acrobatics, melee, or range. I'm using my melee skill, which is D8 plus 2. And then basically I'm stabbing it with it, plus a D4 plus 1. So another D4 and another 1. It's magic? Yeah, it's magic. Yeah, it's a magic star knife, basically. I need an 11. It's immune to mental and poison. We're okay. I think that's it. Now, I could freely reload it to add a D4, even if I've already used it. Do I want to? Do I want to? What's the average of this going to be? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Average of 12 and I need an 11. Merisial is there as well. Merisial has an allying dart. For your combat check, on another local character's combat check, freely reload to add a d4 plus 1. Let's do that. Freely reload, add another d4 and another 1. This totally should do it. In fact, do we want to? Because I've got the covering heavy shield. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. The odds are that I'm going to do it anyway. And I have this freely recharged to re-roll the die. So I'm just going to go with this. Average of this is 5, 9 is 12. And I need an 11. Oh, it's a bit risky, isn't it? Is that right? D8 plus 2, plus a D4, plus a D4 plus 1. And I'm not reloading the star knife. I'm keeping it. And I get a reroll on one of these. No, I can't take the risk. We're going to do it. We're going to reload that to add another D4 plus 1. Right. So it's this plus 4. Have I done it? 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, just did it. Defeated. Can Kyra explore again? No, yes and no. I have this. Discard to draw 2 cards, then recharge 2 cards, then you may explore. So draw that. Draw 2 cards. Then recharge 2 cards. Nice. Oh, I want to keep these. I want to keep all of them. I'm going to recharge the Acolyte. Actually, Kyra's running out of cards now. I've got the Mace now. There's 2 cards left in this deck. What is in here? What is in here? Kind of want to keep the Mace. Do I need the Mace and the returning thing? Do I keep the Blessing card? Okay, I'm going to recharge the returning Star Knife. No, actually, the returning Star Knife is better than... It's better than the Mace. I mean, that... Oh, no, it's not. That adds a D8. This adds a D4 plus 1, but on a local check, I can reload to add another D4. So that's 2D4. 2D4 plus 1 is better than the D8. The Mace is good because it's bludgeoning. If we fight a skeleton. And we're not going to fight another skeleton. Oh, decisions. After me deciding that I really wanted the Mace, actually, this returning Star Knife is better. Okay. Right. I might regret that. I might. We're exploring again. Yeah, so then you may explore. Right. Rats. I found the Inferno Trap. I wanted Merisial to fight the Inferno Trap. This is a Story Bane. Oh, I've just read the when closed ability of the Twisted Passages. That's not good. Okay. Before acting, each local character suffers a fire damage. Okay, so Kyra has the covering heavy shield. Kyra's okay, but Kyra's covering heavy shield does not protect local characters from fire damage, only from combat damage. So Merisial takes the fire damage. And we'll lose the caltrops because they're awful. Next. To defeat it, I need a Dexterity, Acrobats, Perception, or Craft, or Disable. I haven't got any of them. Absolutely none. Kyra is like the worst character ever for any of these. She's got none of those skills at all. So it's just not going to happen. Which means I need to use I now need to look up the Avenge rules. Yeah, I definitely need to look up the Avenge rules now. Avenge the encounter. Another local character may avenge your encounter with an undefeated Bane by burying a card to encounter it. Yeah. So Kyra fails to defeat it, which means we get the if undefeated. Oh, this could be very bad as well. This could be very, very bad. If undefeated, each local character suffers 1d4 fire damage. Right. Okay. It's getting a bit tense now. Getting a bit tense. Kyra suffers 1d4 fire damage. I've not missed anything, have I? I haven't missed any evade effects. What's the hour? When you would discard a boon to bless a dexterity or charisma check? No. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Could she defeat it? Could she defeat it? Dexterity check of 9. Her dexterity is d4. No. I could bless it and then it would be 2d4. Still no. Yeah, okay, no. I had a hope then for a minute that I thought I might be able to do it, but I won't. So, it is undefeated. Just going to double check. Acid flask. A lock or trap barrier. It is a trap, but it has to be a local check. Oh, if Fumbus was there. Yeah, Fumbus is over there in the cells with the elixir of energy resistance, which would have been good. With the acid flask, that would have been good. Yeah. All of this stuff that would have been good, but he's somewhere else. Right, so 1d4 damage for Kyra. 2. So I lose 2 cards. Oh dear. I'm going to lose these 2. Because I have a plan. 1d4 fire damage for Mauricial. This is the important one. Because I don't want to lose these cards. Quite nervous actually. 2. Oh dear. You'll see why 2. I mean, I needed a 1. 3 or 4 would have been bad. 2. So here's what I'm thinking. I lose these 2 cards. I can't do anything about this. This is 2 fire damage. Can't do anything about it. Right. I have failed to defeat the Bane. So I have never used these rules before, but I'm using them now. This is avenging. If you fail to defeat a Bane, another local character can bury a card, which is why I needed 1 card in hand, to basically encounter it. Yeah, and do you encounter it again? Yeah, to encounter it. If the encounter is avenged, first apply any effects that would happen when the Bane is undefeated. Did that. Ignoring steps and effects that would cause the Bane to go anywhere. Then the avenging character begins a new encounter against the same Bane, which works in a similar manner. Right. So, before acting, each local character suffers 1 fire damage. So that goes. Mauricial suffers a fire damage and can't take any more damage. Then, Mauricial tries to do a disable check of 7, but she doesn't have a Thieves' Tools. But her disable is dexterity plus 2, so it's d12 plus 2. And can it be blessed? No. That's why I kept the blessing over here, but it's not going to work. So it is literally just this. Come on. It's got to land in the dice tray, otherwise it doesn't count. 7. Yes! Exactly what I needed. Right. Oh, it's defeated. Right, and this is, believe it or not, this big shield blocks fire damage. No, it doesn't, unfortunately. It's, what was it? Acid, combat, or fire. Thank you, Rick. Okay, thank you. Acid, combat, or fire. Freely reduce to reduce it by 2. Okay, so Kyra could have taken... So Kyra's still got these. I think that's right. Yeah, if I just undo, Kyra could have hidden behind the d4 damage, so didn't take the 2, and then the 1 fire damage. I think that's right. And then I would have used this to bless. Yeah, I wouldn't have just taken that as a risk. I would have blessed this check. I did it anyway. But, yeah, this is done. Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much, Rick. I forgot about that. So this is done. And I get a chance to close the location because this was a closing henchman. Because it says that in the scenario. Right. The chance to close the location is a wisdom or survival check, which Mauricial can't do. because she's got D6. Oh, no, she can. It's a D6 and I need a 6. And I can't bless this. But I needed to do that, otherwise we'd have taken loads more damage. Yeah, okay. So we're not going to be able to close this location. We're going to have to get the final card. Oh, this is really close. I could have done that slightly differently, but I've already undone it. Rogue wouldn't have lost cards. No, the rogue would have done, because the covering heavy shield is only when you suffer acid, combat or fire damage. Freely reveal it. And when a local character suffers combat damage. So the covering heavy shield can't protect local characters from fire damage. Only yourself. Right. So where are we? We're back to Mariciel trying to close this location, and I need a wisdom check of 6. And her wisdom is D6. And I can't bless it because nobody's got any blessings. I think it's just this. No, didn't get it. Didn't close the location. Right. But this was Kyra's turn. In fact, who closes the location? It's Kyra's turn. That was avenging. So who gets to do it? The avenging character begins a new encounter, etc., etc., etc. For example, if defeating the Bane would have allowed the first character to close the location, the avenging character would get that opportunity after defeating the Bane. Okay, right, so that's a shame. It was Mariciel who got to close the location instead of Kyra. I would have liked it to have been Kyra, but it's still Kyra's turn. So at the end of Kyra's turn, we're going to draw back up to the hand size. And it is now Mariciel's turn. Advance the hour. Hey, Loki. Ignore cards before acting powers. Hello. Is it time? Yeah? Come here. What are we doing again today? Yeah, we're playing this game again. This one. Yeah? Yeah. You're going to stay there? Yeah, you stay there. You know, people can hear your purring on camera because you're very, very loud. I could just live stream me and the cat for an hour. People might watch that. There we go. Right. Anyway, whose go is it? Whose go is it? It's Mariciel's turn. Mariciel has no cards in hand. The helpful haversack that I was going to make use of, because it's really cool, I can't, because I lost it. So Mariciel, does she want to do anything? Where are you going? Are you going down or are you staying up? Oh, what's that? There's one card left in here. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But if I explore this location, then I get a chance to close it, and I need a 6 anyway. So that's not going to work. So I think Mariciel's going to move away. To close or guard, succeed at a wisdom or survival check. To move away, I need a knowledge, intelligence or knowledge check of 7. That's not going to happen anyway. She can't move away. So she can't move away. So she might as well try and explore. See what it is. It's a barrier. It is the ghastly runes. If you have the perception skill, nope. The difficulty defeat is increased by X. Oh, because if you're good at looking at stuff, it actually makes it worse. That's clever. Yeah. Right. So I need disable 7 or arcane or divine 5. Well, I've got disable, dexterity plus 2. So D12 plus 2, and I need a 7. If undefeated, move to a random location and suffer the scourge frightened. Well, I actually want to move to a different location. I don't know what frightened does, but let's go for it. Let's try and disable it. Six. Oh, hang on a minute. Sorry, I should be looking at my cards first. Slight undo. Divine Insight. I'm getting tired. On any check to defeat a barrier. I would have done this. Yeah, I definitely would have done this. I know it's slightly cheating, but I'd just forgotten that I had this card in hand, and this is what it's used for, and I wouldn't have used it for anything else. And it is a barrier. So on any check to defeat a barrier, banish to add 2d6. So add the 2d6, which means I've done it. So the barrier is defeated, which means the location is now empty, which means at the end of Mauriciel's turn, she gets a free chance to close the location. But again, it's only a d6 and I need a 6. But there's no cards left in there. I've never had this situation before. Yeah, so I just need a 6 and there's nothing I can do. No, didn't get it. So the location isn't closed, but there's no cards in it. I don't think there's any special rules other than if you're at a location and there's no cards in it, then you can't do anything and you get a chance to close it at the end of your turn. I think it's just as simple as that. Yeah, let's play with that. I'm pretty sure that's the rules. Right, so at the end of Mauriciel's turn, Kyra gets a chance to recover the Divine Insight, which needs a Divine 8 check. So that's D10 plus 3. Have we got it back? My glasses have fallen off. Nope, so that's discarded. Mauriciel draws up to a hand size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's Fumbus's go. Now, what Fumbus could do is try to move away to here, and Fumbus could try and close this location. Wisdom or survival check. No, Fumbus cannot close this location because he's rubbish at closing locations. Right, so Fumbus advances the hour. When this is the hour, no effect. So are we saying that Fumbus is literally doing nothing? I mean, what we could do, because I've got loads of cards in hand, I could just discard any cards I don't want and draw ones that are going to help me. Well, I can display my hide armour for a start, but I could. So that's for your combat. Oh, and display next to your character, right? For your combat check and for your combat check. So there's no point in me having both of these. And this is for your combat check. So banish to use arcane plus 2d4. So that would be a d8 plus 1 plus 2d4. This is banish to use your ranged plus 2d6. Oh, that's better. And this is banish to use your ranged plus 2d6. So I think I want to keep the Noxious Bomb. And I don't think I need these two. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something unusual, which you don't normally see, but near the end of the game it's useful. I'm going to discard these cards in my reset so that I draw 4 more. I mean, those cards are gone, but there we go. And Fumbus is not going to explore. He literally didn't do anything. Right, Kyra's go. Oh no, hang on. I've forgotten. Fumbus was not going to get another turn. No, this is Fumbus's last turn. So Fumbus is going to have to try and defeat it. Yeah, so Fumbus is going to encounter the Kobold Sorcerer. Right, okay. Kobold Sorcerer. This is the bad guy. This is the guy we're trying to defeat. This is the villain of the scenario. Before acting, suffer 1 acid damage. But Fumbus has the Elixir of Energy Resistance when displayed next to a local character. Oh, sorry. When displayed, when they suffer acid, cold, electricity or fire, reduce it by 1. Right. So he doesn't suffer any acid damage. Awesome. Okay. Right. Now, ideally, I want to attack it with something with the attack trait, which is that, and that. So we're going to use the Noxious Bomb. So for your combat check, banish to use dexterity, craft, or range. I'm going to use my craft. My craft is d8 plus 3 plus 2d6. So d8 plus 3 plus 2d6. I need a 12. Okay. And it's got a recovery power, so it goes sideways. Now, average of this is 7, 11, 14. The average is 14. and I need 12. So there's like a 70% chance that I'll do it. That's not high enough for me. On a local combat check, freely recharge to add a d4. Recharge, add a d4. Puts the odds a bit more in my favour. Okay, let's go with that. Yep, I think that's it. Right, see how we get on. 6, 11, 13, 16, 19. Done. Defeated. Defeated the villain. Oh, encountered the villain. Before he encountered the villain, chance to close this location. Guard this location. So Kyra tries to guard this location before that happened. Wisdom check of D10. So D10, and I need a 6. This is quite tough, isn't it? This is where I needed the acolyte, because that would have given her an extra D6 on the check. I thought she was going to be really good at doing this. It's a wisdom check. Is there anybody who's got anything to boost a wisdom check? No, but we have the juggler. Mariciel has the juggler. This might work. This might work. Did that have the attack trait? Yes, it did. Right. Okay, so I need a 6. Yes! Right. Oh, where's the location gone? Oh, there's the location. Right, so the location is guarded. This is guarded. Then I defeated the Kobold Sorcerer. So what happens is there is one unguarded location. So this just gets shuffled into there. Oh, this is actually quite bad. Because there's lots of cards here. Yeah. Oh well. Not going to do it again. Run out of time again. This is tough. Search this deck for all other villains. There are none. That location is closed. When closed, you may draw a new ally. But before we do that, I get an ally potentially for defeating the Storybane, the Kobold Storybane. We encounter an ally. We've encountered the burglar. So who's this? This is Fumbus. Chance to acquire diplomacy? No. Charisma? No. Dexterity? Yeah. Dexterity's better. Oh no, stealth? No. Dexterity. So D10, need a 7. Didn't get it, so that goes. Right. And then I get the when closed effect of the location, which is you may draw a new ally. So basically, Fumbus finds a new friend in the cell. And who is it? It is this one. It's the Harrowed Society student. He looks a bit weird to me. But anyway, that's who we found in the cell. That goes into his hand. The location is closed and he gets to move somewhere. He's going to move there. Gone. Right. End of the turn. Fumbus gets a chance to reload this. Craft 7 to recharge the card. Nope. And normally it would be banished, but because of his special power, it is discarded instead. And then at the end of his turn, do we want to reset? Yeah, I don't think we want that card. It's not going to help us. And then we draw 2, 3, so up to 6. Oh my. We have 2 turns left. We have 2 turns left. This is not going to happen, is it? Okay, so it's Kyra's go. Let's advance the hour. When this is the hour, your knowledge check is blessed. Oh, that's good, because we need to succeed at a knowledge check to get out, but she doesn't have the knowledge skill. Right, so that's no good. I kind of want to close this location, but I'd have to stay here to the end of the turn. So I want to move away, but I can't move away because I need an intelligence check of 7, which I haven't got. So I'm going to literally have to just do nothing, stay here to the end of the turn, and then try and close it. And we've got the juggler. So this might just work. Got one turn left. Right. So Kyra's not going to do anything. Not going to try and move. And at the end of her turn tries to close the location. She needs to make a wisdom check. She needs a 6. What can I do? Can I bless it? I could. But we need Mariciel here, going through this deck and finding the villain. In fact, giving a card away. That's what we're going to do. We are going to give this card to Mariciel. We're going to do it. Again, I've never done this before, I don't think. I have given a card to another character because that will allow Mariciel to have another explore on her turn. Yes, right. Kyra is going to try and close this location, and this is quite important, I think. Oh, I say it's quite important. If it doesn't happen, then on Mariciel's turn, and Mariciel finds the bad person, then Kyra gets a chance to guard it. And then that would be fine as well. How important is this? And can we do anything about it? Apologies for the silence, but I know when I played this on Friday, there were some really key decisions right at the end, and I made the wrong ones. And I think I lost the game because of it. I think I'm just going to try and close it. And I'm going to use the juggler if I don't succeed. So I need a 6. Yes! Location is closed. Each character moves to a random other location. There isn't a random other location. There isn't only one other location. Done. Kyra resets her hand. Oh, look at this. She's so close to death. Could I have done anything before that? Do I want to? No, she's got 5 cards. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. She's on literally her life force has run out. She's got no cards in her deck. If she ever needs to draw a card, she can't. It is Mariciel's turn, and this is the last turn of the game. Mariciel needs to move. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're okay, Rick. I think it's fine. Right. Your non-combat check against the Bane is blessed. That might help. Right, Mariciel's turn. We've got leather armor and chain shirt. You can have both displayed, but you can only use one of them at a time. So she's got chain shirt, she's got leather armor. We'll see. We really could have done with weapons. We're exploring the location, and we've found an elven curved blade. So this is quite nice. It is a two-handed weapon, though. Her chance to pick it up is very, very slim. Needs a strength or melee check, which she can't do. So forget that. That's gone. It's a wasted card, but it's a card that's gone. We now need to explore again. So I'm going to be discarding the juggler to explore again. Come on, we've got to find it. Oh. It's just a monster. Oh. This would be so unlucky if it's the last card. Okay, right. Goblin Troublemaker. I need a 9 combat. Before acting, succeed at a Dexterity, Constitution, Acrobatics, or Fortitude 4 check. Well, my Acrobatics is D12 plus 2, so you're asking the right person. Just. Otherwise, I would have suffered all of that stuff. Right. Now I need a 9 combat. We have an allying dart. For your combat check, reveal to use Dexterity or Ranged plus D4 plus 1. You may discard to reroll. I'm not going to discard it. So my Dexterity is D12. I don't have the ranged skill, so it's D12 plus D4 plus 1. Plus the 1. D12 plus D4 plus 1. The average of this is like 7 or 8. She's not going to be enough. But this isn't the important one. Oh, where's that spyglass? The spyglass is there. Oh, we can do it. Oh, I should have done that. Because you can use the spyglass on somebody else's turn. See what I mean about really making silly mistakes? Anyway, we're fighting the Goblin Troublemaker. Oh, now I've drawn the Acolyte. If I don't do this, I'm just going to take damage. But I've got this. I've got leather armour and chain shirt, so it's fine. Problem is, if I don't do it, it gets shuffled into the deck. But if I use other cards to bless it, I need those cards for the next bit. Right, we do have, however, we have on a local combat check freely recharge to add a D4. But he could do with saving that for the Sorcerer. Yeah, really could do with saving that for the Sorcerer. Oh, on a distant combat check, no. Oh, that would have been so good if Fumbus was at a different location. On a local combat check or a local, yeah, add 2d4 in the acid tray. Okay, so he's got that. But that's an item. So I could use an item and a star knife. I need to defeat it because I don't want to shuffle it back into the deck because the villain is in here somewhere and I'm running out of abilities to get it. But is this going to be enough? D12 plus D4 plus 1. Average is 9. Okay, I'm gonna use the star knife. On a local combat check, freely recharge to add 1d4. Right, okay, that goes there. I'm adding the d4, I'm going for it. We have got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's gone. Right, the Goblin Troublemaker is gone. We are still on the last turn. There are 2 cards left in the deck. Fumbus now uses the Spyglass to examine the top 2 cards of your location and return them in any order. Was it the next one? It was the next one. No, it wasn't the next one. It was the Kobold Champion. Right. Excellent. Because that would have been an absolute disaster. So, rearrange them in any order. It's now the Kobold Sorcerer. Right. Discard to explore. We found the Kobold Sorcerer. Okay. Before acting, suffer 1 acid damage. Can't use the shield. When you suffer any damage, bury it to reduce that damage to 0. So the chain shirt is buried. The damage is reduced to 0. There we go. Right. Next, I have to do a combat check of 12. Right. There's nothing I've missed? No, it is. I've got to do a combat check of 14. Yeah. Difficulty of Storybanes at this location is increased by 2. So I need to get a 14. Right. I am going to use the Allying Dart again. So using... I don't have the range skill. So it's my Dexterity. So it's D10. Plus a D4. Plus 1. And on a local... on another local combat check. Yeah, that's not really that good. On a local check against a weapon or armour. No, no, no. Right. Returning Star Knife. On a local check, freely reload to add a D4. Done. Reload. Top of the deck. Gets a D4. And that's freely, so that doesn't count as a weapon. So I still haven't played a weapon on this attack. Well, I have. I've played this. So I think that actually counts. Yeah, so that's fine. That's there. Next, we have an item. I haven't used an item yet. This is the acid flask. This is on a local combat check. Banish to add 2d4 and the acid trait. So banish that to add 2d4. I don't have another d4. So I'm going to use this weird dice as a d4. I'll re-roll it if it's anything other than a 1, 2, 3 or 4. And on another character's check, discard to bless. We haven't used a blessing yet. So bless is another d10, which is that. And if the attack trait does not have the attack... So if the check to defeat does not have the attack trait, which it doesn't, then if successful, I'm going to have to re-roll. But I think I'm fine. I think that is all of the things I can do. So I'm re-rolling. So this is a d4. I'll just re-roll another d4. That'll be easier. Right. 1, 2, 3, 8, 12, 19, 21, 22, 23. Done. So I've got to re-roll. 4, 8, 9, 12, 16, 17. Done. Defeated. It's the villain. I think we're done. After acting, suffer an acid damage. I'll just bury the leather armour. I think we're done. I think we have defeat on the very, very last turn. Thanks to Fumbus' spyglass, rearranging the last 2 cards of the deck, we found the Kobold Sorcerer. It was the villain. There are no other locations open. I'm exhausted. Yeah, I should be celebrating. I will. I will celebrate later on. I will do my happy dance. But there we go. That is the end of the scenario. I get to read the development. We go, says Nighttail. Oh yeah, we were here to rescue a kobold called Nighttail. I assume we did that. Right. We go, says Nighttail. Yes, we go now. We do, we do. In lockstep, the kobolds get ready to leave. The Bloodvow kobolds are headed for a new home under the glib leadership of the swamp dragon leader Nighttail and her astonishingly convincing pet Allosaurus, Hack. Once Hack showed his peculiar method of playing with the deposed Chief Roguehaz, everyone else got in line pronto. The swamp dragon's old lair is about to get some new denizens. This may not be the solution everyone expected, but it'll do for now. Meanwhile, you have a new problem. The dragon Ateparax is supposed to have been dead for centuries. Rogue has made it clear that he wasn't worshipping a dead dragon. He believed he was dealing with the real thing. If the Belheimates think they've solved their problems by chasing away some dragon-headed humanoids today, they might have a new dragon-headed problem tomorrow. Okay, so the reward is each character gets a hero point. There we go. Which I will spend or save, because if you die in a scenario, you can spend your hero points to resurrect. And a character gets the Loot Ally Riding Allosaurus. Now, I haven't had loot yet, so I don't quite know what a Loot Ally is. Is there a Riding Allosaurus in here? So we've got a little dragon. Not a dragon, a dinosaur. Right, it's not here. Now the game did come with some special cards that I wasn't sure what you actually did with them. And maybe that's what these are. Maybe these are loot cards. Where are they? No. No, I'm going to have to look for it. It's around somewhere, but apparently I have a loot card. The Riding Allosaurus. Oh, I tell you what, it's probably a future ally. Yeah, so where are my allies? Level 2 and up allies. Is it in here? Yes, there we go. It's a level 2 ally. So normally you can't get this card. But because it's loot, it means you are allowed to keep cards above your character level. So one of the characters gets this, which is a very cool ally. Right, I'll decide who gets that later on. Anyway, we are done for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you've been watching this live, Rick's been watching it. Thank you very much, Rick. Thank you very much to Carl, who joined me at the start. Errol is also here. If you've just joined me, we've literally just finished. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. This was session 4 of my Pathfinder campaign. It's the Dragon's Demand Adventure Path. which is the one that comes with the new core set. And today we did scenario 1B, which was the Blood Vow, because I did 1A, failed, did it again, succeeded, did 1B, failed, did it again, succeeded. There's a pattern here. Next time, on an all-new exciting episode of Paul Plays Pathfinder, will be scenario 1C, the Wizard's Estate. And I'm just going to do what they do in some TV shows. Sneak ahead. There you go. That's what you're going to have next time. Thank you very much to everybody for watching. And as mentioned at the start, this was not a sponsored video by Paizo. This is something that I've put together through this, basically thanks to the support of my Patreon campaign. So if you like the content that I make, then please consider supporting me on Patreon. And thank you very much to all of my Patreon supporters that give me the time to be able to do this. I've now got to go off, tidy the house, do some jobs, watch the Formula 1 later on, and that's it for today. So yes, thank you very much. You are late, Errol, but you can just, it will basically, in a few minutes, this will go live on the channel and then you can watch it back. Thank you very much, everybody. Take care, and I will see you next time.
Gaming Rules is proudly sponsored by Game Toppers, upgrading your gaming experience. Visit GameToppersLLC.com.